Hey, survivors. Hopefully, you'll find the link. Something we had some technical difficulties, so I had to reset this up. I unplugged something. So, we're going to be having a really cool discussion on the narcissist, planting seeds, and just the destruction of the relationship. So, some of us wonder what's going to happen with the new supply. It's not a new person that they're with the same old narcissist. And also, pocketing. Narcissists love to pocket people. Uh, I see somebody join the chat. So, hi, good to have you guys here. Thank you for finding the link. Sorry about the technical difficulties. But pocketing is when they kind of use you when they need you, and then they just kind of metaphorically stick you in their pocket and just kind of carry you around. That's also similar to shelving us because narcissists love to do that. They flip flop from supply to supply. The spouse can be. A good source of supply for a long period of time, whether, even live ins, things like that. But the cycle continues. Narcissists have a very uh, distinct cycle where they do the love bombing, they idealize, and then they start to realize that we're just another person. We have our own special traits, but we're not perfect. And the narcissist has strived so hard to get this perfect life. And when they realize it's not perfect, they start thinking, is there something else out there? And they kind of pocket us sometimes to go in search of a different supply. Sometimes the grass is greener on the other side. They end up coming back to us. And it's just this never ending cycle. Hoovers can happen time and time again, sometimes decades later. So you shouldn't live your life hoping for somebody to come back to you. John says, "Hey, Cynthia, do you have another tech problem?" Yeah, I did. I had it all set up, and one cord got unplugged. So it doesn't let me just, I don't know. It was all set up to go. So thank you. It's kind of touchy. I don't know why there's not where you just turn the camera on. So I probably could have done this chat without the video, but I don't know why there's no button to correct the camera. So sometimes too, I've done it where I set it up ahead of time so you guys can see it for 24, 40 hours. But every time I've done that, I've had to redo it. It changes to like a live stream instead of webcam. Some of your apps are acting up. Yep, I can relate to that. Sometimes it can be frustrating. Technology is fascinating, but sometimes I wish it was easier. um, and, I had something talking about technology, the way the world is changing, the psychology that they use at stores. It was really nice today to get out with my friend. And I normally wear a size, pretty much like a size five. It kind of fluctuates sometimes. It could be a four or whatever, but I was going jean shopping. It's really hard for me to find jeans because I'm 6'1", but I found a pair and it's a size zero. Now I know I'm not a size zero, but why do they do that? They try to manipulate you into having this false sense of self-confidence that, this whole world is supposed to be skinny. And it was quite interesting. And I was thinking, if I lost 10 pounds, like I know there's double zeros, but I'm thin, but I'm not like a twig. And all the manipulation that is out there in this world. And you just start seeing it more and more. They have special things in the grocery stores, end caps. They even purposely make the clearance sections cluttered so you get frustrated and just go somewhere else in the store and pay a higher dollar. There's a lot of psychology. One of the top paying industries is industrial psychology, as far as psychology. And that's because people can make money off of it. And we also have to be careful if we go see a therapist that they're truly into understanding us, helping us, and that they do know about narcissism. Otherwise, you are wasting your money. And it's a crazy world we live in. But the pocketing happens a lot where you think, your best friends or the person I went out to lunch with today, she was saying how, she had this one friend and the other friends in the circle kind of realized something was off with this girl. So my friend had lent her a ladder and had it for several months. And when the girl asked for her ladder back, the friend was saying, you don't understand what I'm going through, and on and on and on, and just wanted to keep the ladder. So, my friend's trying to be understanding, but she's like, you're always going through something. There's that victim mentality. And so the latter girl is like, I just can't be friends with you anymore. And she did it because she wanted to keep the ladder. It's not because the person wasn't a good friend. She let her use it. It's not hers anyways. And they're just ungrateful. And they're so easy to get rid of people. John says your neighbor is leaving the door open again. She doesn't get it. I've already talked to housing authority about it. Yeah, that's a safety feature. That's why they had those locked doors. So hopefully you're staying safe. I know you said that you went to court and the expectations weren't quite as planned. You had hoped that they would ask certain questions and they didn't. And it's really hard in court to speak out for your court. For your rights. If you've watched the Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial, it was ridiculous how much they were allowed to talk. They could go on and on and on. And during my custody battles, it was all yes or no questions. And sometimes those, you can see it leading you down a deceptive path because it makes sense to say that answer, but you know how they're going to twist it. So you're really uncomfortable. You can't give a maybe, can't give an explanation, and you feel badgered, and where your rights you feel are being violated. But then you see Johnny Depp and Amber Heard who are allowed to just talk and talk. And why is that? Because they're celebrities and they wanted the dirty little details for the soap opera effect. John says she's doing this on purpose. Yes, but the judge kept delaying it. We didn't get home till late. So how do you know she's doing it on purpose? Is she just kind of a scatterbrain? And there are times they purposely do things to irritate you. And I was going to talk about the planting of the seeds. Why the narcissistic relationship will always fall apart is because little seeds of doubt or um, deception, a lack of trust is being planted. And sometimes, when you fertilize things, you water them, they start to flourish. And that's why it takes time for the relationship to fall apart because that seed of infection, as I like to call it, takes time to grow and damage that relationship. She's caused other problems here. I know she's caused other problems. I know sometimes I get a little scatterbrained on doing certain things that I'm not purposely trying to be disrespectful. I live alone, so I get used to, I don't know, leaving the lights on or whatever it is. So there are times that people do it on purpose, but uh, it's kind of sad she's not caring about your safety as well as her own. And there is Samantha. Happy one day older. How are you today? Did you have a good post birthday day? And thank you for that thumbs up. Thank you. John is saying, hey, Sam. So we're starting to get the group here. And we do need to figure out that Zoom time. That would be really cool. Life's kind of crazy, but I'd like to do that. We'll have to figure out a time. I still got to go see my mom. She's still in the hospital. New release date, February 2nd, hopefully, which is over 2 weeks away. So I've been sleeping a little more than normal. Sometimes when you get stressed out, it's okay to sleep a little bit more. But John, when you said that they're taking the people back to court, do you know when that's going to be? Because that can be frustrating and you feel kind of defeated that you did your best and it didn't go as you had thought. Sometimes we have to be careful too at court that we don't over be nice because sometimes we like to be nice when we're standing up. We have to really take into account what we're dealing with. And Lily, it's cold in Florida. Come on up here to Michigan where it's warm. Come stay with me. So Lily, how cold is it there? It's decent. I just took my trash out and it wasn't too bad. It's cold, but I wonder, is it colder in Florida? I've done that before where I went down for spring break or whatever, and it was actually colder in Florida than Michigan. So good to have you here, Lily. Samantha says, "Hey, Cynthia and John, doing good. How are you two doing? I got some new clothes today. Went out to lunch with my friend, and that's some things that we have to do. Expand our friendships, take the time for the people that want to spend time with us. So we got lots of love going on. Samantha sending some big friendly love back to Lily. John says it's cold here, Lily, and Lily saying hi back. So if you guys have ever been pocketed, it's never consistent with a narcissist. It's always when they get around to it. And there's times that things go good. Lily says going in the 40s, maybe 30s. It might be, oh, I forgot my phone. It might be colder there. Might be colder there. I worry about the stray cats you feed outside but can't bring her in because you have 3 elderly cats. Yeah, they probably wouldn't get along too good. Samantha says new clothes are always nice. Yes, and it is nice that I found 2 pairs of pants and a sweater, but being tall, it's really hard. So we're gonna venture out, my friend and I, next weekend, try to get some new clothes. John says the next court date for your neighbor is next week. Keep us posted. We'll be thinking about you, and hopefully things will ease up. You know, but within the relationship that we have with a narcissist, those little seeds of um, uncomfortableness, whatever it is, they start to flourish over time, and it takes over the relationship. It just gets to a point where it's destroyed so much. And Samantha, it's 22. I don't know. My phone, I put it on the charger, so maybe it is. I don't know what it is here. Lily says Burr, Ohio is bitter cold. Yeah, 22 is pretty cold, 10 degrees below freezing. And I do not like cold weather. But Lily, how was your day today? Because I've been really thinking, what exactly is this difference between somebody who's just selfish or childish? And John says it's in the 30s here. So we're halfway through January. I figure another 2 months of coldness, and then we can start planning for some springtime weather, which that always makes me cheery. Also, we got to remember with seasonal depression that can happen. So make sure you're getting your vitamin D, get some sun if you can. It's a bright sunny day. That's probably part of the reason I'm in a good mood. That always helps. And being in Florida, you guys have a lot more. What you guys have like 296 days or so of sun, and we have like 42 or 43. So, oh, sorry, my nose is tickling me. But the difference, it's really hard. Like with the difference of somebody who's just selfish, there are selfish people out there, and it's interesting that sometimes we can become too empathetic. And I've been really studying unconditional love. And it's almost like sad that when you do show unconditional love to a mate or a partner, it can be taken for granted, you know? And there are people who appreciate it, but some get uncomfortable with it. Lily, was it you who said it was your friend with Richard Gannon? Because I watched some more of his stuff, and he seems to be changing. Um, it's very interesting. There's Crazy Bear. How are you, Crazy Bear? Lily says, very good. Daughter went to movies with her best friend, and I went to some shops, started going to the gym. But you didn't feel like it today, but you cleaned. Cleans is exercise. So good for you. I went to an antique show or antique mall today. That was kind of cool. And saw a lot. I almost bought a guitar. I wanted to buy a guitar, but the thing was coming off a little bit. I want to buy a guitar. Maybe I can do some little narcissism jams for you guys. And Lily's asking how everybody else's day was. Okay, you don't know okay, he is a YouTuber, and he's pretty big. He's pretty big up there. And maybe it was Ebony. I'm trying to remember who it was, who had a friend who dated him. He's supposedly not a narcissist, but she's like, yeah, he's pretty narcissistic, and he's really changed on some things. He does not like super empaths, that we are too sensitive, but there are some points to it that we can give too much of ourselves. Crazy Bear, you rode your Coleman mini bike to Bullhead City. Good for you. How far is that? Must have been a cool ride. I almost bought a unicycle too. There's a unicycle. It was only like $44. And I break too much. I have had so many broken bones. I decided to play it safe. I got 2 bicycles. So it would have been cool to get though, a unicycle. I don't know. Maybe I'll go back. I kind of want it, but it was the right height for me too. Where do you live in? Arizona or Nevada? It'd be nice and warm out there, I would suspect. John says, I'm thinking of getting a new scooter soon. Scooters would be great. I know with my knees, we'll see how long the bicycles last. My friend has electric bikes. So those are kind of cool. Felt like a little motorcyclist. Samantha says, how are you, Cynthia? Do you still think you're getting sick? I just didn't feel good. I have vertigo where you get real dizzy. And I don't know, I just felt off yesterday. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't feel the best, but still getting out there. I work around children. So I work in a petri dish. So maybe. And that's another thing I was thinking about too, is the kids that I'm drawn to. What I had mentioned about the uh, micro traumas that we all go through that might bring us closer together, because to love someone, they say you have to fear losing them. And um or I think it goes a little bit more whether you seek approval or there's something that we need that draws us to people. What makes that love connection? So Crazy Bear says, get a big wheel Segway. So I did Segways for the first time like 35 years ago when they're like prototypes or something. That was really neat to do. I do use puppets. I actually, Mr. Gorilla, I gotta fix his neck. So, um, yes, I have a billy goat, and I have a bear, a dog, and a gorilla, and then I got little finger puppets. So I do. I bought those more for teaching online, and the dog I used a lot in class. Sheep, just a billy goat, so close to a sheep. Vertigo is horrifying. I got dizzy one time while driving. Luckily, I was able to pull over till it stopped, freaked me out. Yeah, it's not fun. Yeah, there's times almost fallen because of it. I've had it for a while too. It won't go away. And yeah, that was part of it. I laid down to talk after I talked to you guys. I laid down and it took a little bit more, but that was a very bad head spin. So yeah, it's not fun. But, Crazy Bear jump out at 16,500 above sea level in Florida. Faruda? Faruda? I don't know. It's supposed to say Florida. If you mean Faruda, I've never heard of that. Um, and Florida. Okay. um, yeah, that would, I know I went to Colorado and the air was different up in the mountains. It was a little bit different breathing, but I did a, 300-foot drop. I was trying to be the good mom. My daughter wanted to do this 300-foot drop. It's like a straight drop, and then it catches you, and you start swinging across this pond. And that was in Kissimmee, Florida. And I told her she could go. And I think it was like 65 bucks a pop. And I'd pay for her and her friend, and her friend backed out. And I'm like, oh, don't make me have to be the cool mom. Don't have to make me be the good mom. So I paid for me. And then her friend all of a sudden now wants to go. So like I didn't want to go. So it cost all this extra money. It could have saved $65. But the drop, I didn't like it. Made some crazy sounds. So I was really glad I wasn't on a date because I was but then that swinging was one of the best feelings I've had. Better than a zip line. A zip line would be cool. I never tried it, but I've done rappelling. Rappelling's fun, where you jump off and you kind of go down the mountain that way. Haha, fun. I made so many sounds. was embarrassing. But, um, there's all these things that we can do in life that we need to get out there and enjoy it. Like, I'm really glad that I did what I did today, you know? The world's longest, what, zip line is in North Carolina? Ooh, how long is it, do you know? Does it go through the forest? Um, that'd be something to do. As long as I'm harnessed in, I don't wanna do a bungee jump. Uh, those scare me. I worked at a really cool place, Baja Beach Club. That was a lot of fun. It's kind of not really, but kind of like Coyote Ugly, where you get up and dance sometimes, then you waitress, and they have beer girls in bikinis, but I was just a regular waitress, and that was really neat. It was on that Boblo. Remember how we talked about Boblo, that amusement park? They ended up converting that boat into a bar when they closed down Boblo Island Amusement Park. And it was crazy that one day I took off and it was a Thursday and there was a dead body that washed up against the boat. So I'm glad I didn't have to see that. But, um, you know, this world is really changing. I think about the way that we're treating our children. Um, we got the COVID things going on too. And we got to be careful with the seeds that we are planting in society as well, because um, it really changes things. I'd like to go there, Crazy Bear. Have you ever done zip lines? And to answer your question, no, Samantha, I think I don't feel good. But I might have to turn my heat down too. I don't know. Oh, you have your good days and your bad days. But um, Samantha, had things gotten better today? I know John's going through some difficult things with that person. Lily, what's been going on with you? Crazy Bear too? Um, but the connections that we make with people, I keep talking about the exchange of energy. And when we get back to being ourselves, we're going to be at our optimal energy, and the right kind of people are going to stay with us. Um, but the mini traumas, um, you know, uh, really start, I think, bonding people. And when people, like if you're stressed out, you can be going through that kind of trauma too. And just the little things that kind of ease your pain. Samantha says, I just have stayed to myself, so no trouble today. But how do you feel about staying to yourself? I'm single and, I stay to myself. But I'd rather, be with somebody. And that's probably hard. Like I said, and some other people said, that some of our loneliest times were when we were with our narcissist. Lily says, try to drink lots of fluid could help with vertigo because I think electrolytes and hydration plays a role too. It might. Probably has something to do. I have really low blood pressure too. I eat a lot of salt to counteract that. Um, so it could be blood pressure too. But yeah, the vertigo doesn't help. And thank you for that. I'll take you up on that by advice. John says, me too. You do go out, interact with people, but generally stay to yourself. And that's why I challenge you guys to get out there and talk to some people. Maybe Samantha, you can join some parent groups. Take advantage, honestly, take advantage of the time when your kids are young, that it's easier to meet people that way. You can dance moms get to be friends and soccer moms get to be friends and reach out to those people, talk to them. Because as you get older, it's harder to meet people. Samantha says, I know I wouldn't stay away from people. Lily, is he off on weekends, Sam? Yeah. Yeah. You said he works, I believe, mid shift, if I remember. And is he off on weekends? What is he doing with you on the weekends? You know, uh, it does get to a point where, sometimes even giving advice on how do we make this better? Invite him, tell him you'd love to go to the grocery store with him, but after you've heard so many times they're not going to go, or whatever the situation is, it gets frustrating. The narcissist isn't gonna um, usually want to do the things that you suggest. And then it's another injury to us in a sense. If you're like, hey, I thought about we could do this, and then you get shot down. And eventually, it's to the point where why keep trying? And they had mentioned too about, like a husband, if he's like, you can't wear that sexy thing, go take that off, go change. And eventually, the woman, after being told so many times, or vice versa, however it is, they're gonna stop getting dressed up because they're gonna try not to look sexy to upset you, but then you're with somebody who's gonna be dumpy and not try. And then they're going to get mad about that, where they're never happy. So, that you're too extroverted to stay away from people. And that's good. Yeah, I think you are quite social, especially if you are my true twin. You are definitely social. Can't keep your mouth shut. Crazy Bear says, I can't find it. Used to be the longest zip line. Now there are zip lines everywhere. It was 7 years ago. Yeah, things keep changing. And I know some things where you're like, yeah, it was the greatest. This is the longest. And you're like, wait, that's like one third the size of the longest. But Crazy Bear, even so, I'd still like to go to that. I wonder where the longest one is. I think they have one under the caves. I can't remember. It's around the cave towns, but I don't know if it's through the caves. Samantha says, yes, he's off work on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And John says, I think I am too, Sam. I just find myself talking to people. And that's good. Just get out there, talk to people. And yeah, my ear's hurting. Maybe I have an ear infection. It's doing something weird. Lily said, wouldn't that be crazy? Watch me get sick in real time. Give me a thumbs up if you want to see me vomit. Lily says, ooh, sorry about that. I know that sucks. Why should, no, I'm just saying in general, like if it was to be salvageable, it's to the point of no return. So yeah, I'm not necessarily suggesting that, Lily, but I'm just saying nothing will help. You're right. And, um, that's the thing. Since we know, uh, Samantha has to know it's not gonna get any better in order for her to fully leave. Because, yeah, we want you happy. So, um, the thing is, if she did take any, steps towards making it better, it's just gonna go through the cycle. It'll go through the cycle again. You'll get discarded or devalued again, and it's just prolonging your happiness. Because am I hatching eggs in the classroom? Nope, I teach art. We have a teacher that brings in eggs. Does that count? $3 a dozen. You might want to apply because that's like a big salary bonus. Samantha says connect very easily with people, and that's good. That is definitely good. So you'll do totally. Oh, I was, no, I don't think Sam, I think Sam and I were joking that we were twins. I did say that, and Sam, you can go ahead and answer in case I am misleading people. Um, so we joked that we were twins because we're pretty similar, but I was supposed to be a twin. My mom lost it during pregnancy. So I think that's the confusion, Lily. So Sam says, yes, I agree, my friends. The cycle is not failing. Sad. Yeah, it's just going to keep going. And that's why when we are all gung ho about trying all these different techniques, researching how do I win them back? What do I need to do? And also, too, you got to remember that it's altering you. If you're like, I need to have short hair or I need to uh, do this, and we're not showing our true, genuine self. And if we change that way, we're not going to be happy either. So it's not appreciated. It's taken for granted. Sometimes they see through that and then they'll utilize that to get more out of us. $9 for the zip line. If it's $9 for the zip line, that's not too bad. Um, yeah, it's John says, I'm very careful, especially after what these narcs pulled on me. I just had a comment from, oh, for $9 for 12 eggs. I think it's like 5 to 7. I need to go to the grocery store tomorrow. Um, yeah, eggs have gotten expensive. Uh, I think she was referring to me, but Samantha, if you can let Lily know if you said that you had a twin sister, because I don't know if you do. You might. Okay, so Sam says we were joking because we do have similar personalities. We jokingly say we're twins. Yes. And I hold on to that because she's younger. So she will call me her twin. I will take it. 90 degrees to hatch eggs. Oh, I didn't know that. I've seen eggs hatching in real time. That was kind of cool. We had quail eggs in our science room when I was growing up. And then also some of those farms where they had the live births where they just have a bunch of pregnant animals and you get to see all different kinds of animals having birth if you're there at the own time. John says I lay my own eggs. Just kidding. Lay a golden egg. A Crazy Bear says I use flax meal for egg substitute. Really? Huh. So for baking and things like that, I think what was it my dad used? My dad used something to help with baking, and I want to say it was flax meal when he was making gluten-free things. I can't remember if he was trying to do egg or dairy free. Interesting. Samantha says you're right, and I'm not changing anymore. Yeah, because if you're not living your true self, um, it's not going to feel right. And if you don't feel right, the energy is off. He's going to pick up on it. Flax seeds are good too. Oh my gosh, pancakes and muffins. Oh, you guys, I went out for a salad today. I was really good today. Just had a salad, but um, we should. I've been watching all these. Be nice to be a YouTube star, and we have a great group going here. Um, there's one lady. She has 4 foot long hair, and I measured mine. Mine's 37 inches because I'm really tall. Her hair looks so much longer than mine. 37-inch hair, and I'm like, man, they're getting like thousands upon thousands of views. And then the other one is crappy cooking, where I've seen 2 ladies. One lady, I really like how she does it. She's very sarcastic. There's something about her voice. And then another lady, I think she's jumping on the bandwagon and not doing it as good. But there was a lot of wasted time today. And that's why it's like a lot of the TikToks are getting out of hand. There's a lot of half stories when they never finish it. And it's getting to the point that I just feel like I'm wasting my time. It gets frustrating because I like to do some research that way too. Chinese cabbage salad lasts longer. I think cabbage would last longer than regular. I don't know what Chinese cabbage salad would be. I was over in China for a month and a half, and I never had a salad there. You gotta remember, I would order off of pictures because sometimes it was written in English. John says, "I use a lot of spices in cooking sometimes, but don't overdo it." Crazy Bear in the fridge. You know, it's really nice. I think I told you guys I got a new fridge. So I'm very happy for that. Didn't have to clean it out. It's all nice, and they even organized it perfectly. So happy about that. And, just like I told you about my friend who, she lent that lady a ladder for 3 months, was very patient, and had just asked for it back, and she's instantly discarded. That's how these narcissists would just discard. It's completely like, why would she discard the person? She was kind, generous, let her use her ladder, but then she played that poor pity party, and uh, it it's some narcissists do have a certain level of empathy. That's why there's all those different very scales of how toxic they can be. And the more toxic they are, the shorter the relationships will tend to be. Their mask will probably fall quicker. And all the inner linkings of the new supply makes a difference too. But Sam, we wish you the best. Always keep searching for different resources. And if anybody has any that they know, always feel free to share those because we need to be safe in our lives. And Samantha has some little adorable ones that we want to lead to a happy, healthy life because it does start affecting the children. Um, it's a critical time of their life and it will affect them lifelong. Whatever we went through as children has pretty much affected us. It's shaped our personality, how we're going to get along with other people. And Crazy Bear got shy, retracted. What's in the fridge? What's in the Oh, lasts longer in the fridge. Chinese cabbage. And at coleslaw is cabbage, and that lasts quite a while, quite a bit longer. So what I usually do, romaine stays longer than iceberg. What do you guys like better? Romaine lettuce or iceberg? I used to just eat iceberg, but romaine is healthier for you. So I've noticed romaine lettuce does last longer. Gotta be healthy. Gotta be healthy. Yeah, you like romaine better? I know. I'm very basic that, the fancier things are, the less I usually like them. But I'm starting to like romaine better. It is better for you. Lily says, "So rude to not return it." It is, yeah. I think if people have the nerve, then other people should get nerve to keep asking for it. And yeah, I agree. And we shouldn't have to ask. People should just return things. And I've noticed the narcissistic people, you usually have to ask. Not always, sometimes it's almost like they'll give it back until they know that's the last time. So if they were to borrow money from me, they're going to give it back because they're going to need to borrow again. So they'll give it, give it, give it, return it. And once the discard happens, they're not going to pay you back. You know, Samantha says you're eating salad tonight. Twins. Romaine lettuce. What kind of salad dressing do you like? Crazy Bear says I learned a new one. Is that sour soup or sour sop? Love it. I wonder what's in that. I might like that too. It's sour soup, right? I think I've had that. It's like a yellow color or greenish, I think. Um, John says cheeseburger tonight. There you go. Nice hearty cheeseburger. And you love all the dressings. Me too. Me too. Lily, and you too, Sam, you can't have your self-esteem ripped away. And we're going to good. I want to talk about self-esteem and why it's so important. Don't have your self-esteem ripped away because of him, because that's when you're going to feel dead. That's when you're going to feel so depressed. I think a lot of times that's when people get suicidal, to be honest with you. That's what makes people strong is good self-worth. Don't let him rob you of that or take chunks out of you. And that's excellent advice. So, we also have to be realistic when we build our self-esteem up. I've seen some people that have like a facade self-esteem that they're using it as a crutch. And I'm not trying to judge. I've told you guys I've lost 78 pounds. There's one lady who is now morbidly obese. What is it? 10%? Obese is 10% over your body weight. 20% is morbidly obese. And it's a lady who, oh, I don't know. She wasn't standing up, so I don't know her height. She was probably 340 to probably about 340 pounds. And she's in a like bikini. And she's like, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I'm happy with myself. And um, she can be happy with herself, but um, is she really? And she might be, but that's not healthy. And I don't know if it's a defense mechanism, like screw you guys, doesn't want to face the truth that she's not healthy. So just be careful on when you build your self-esteem that you do it the right way and work on the things that you need to work on instead of just being like a narcissist and just for overlooking the truth. But definitely build your self-esteem up. And Crazy Bear says it's a fruit drink. You discovered it 6 months ago. So good. Soursop. Huh. Is that Chinese? They had some cool bobo tea and they had some really neat drinks over there. And there's, yeah, they had some cool drinks over there. I don't I don't know. I can't remember. It was like 4 or 5 years ago now that I was there, but I love some of their fruity drinks and with ice. Lily says, I'm going to eat leftover chicken casserole. You put mushrooms, red peppers, onions, cheese, and crunched up Ritz crackers and chicken chopped up. I got chicken in the fridge. That sounds good. Oh my gosh, you guys are making me hungry. Now I'm not going to fit into my size zeros that shouldn't really be a zero. It was like mind blowing. I'm like, what? So there's manipulation all over us. So, you know, it causes frustration, it causes delusion. And, I think we're over coddling. I think we're over coddling. And I think it was interesting. There was a post. Well, I did, but I don't think it was realistic. I think I still size 4 or 5, but we're twins. You can do it. And that's the thing. Like a size 0 is pretty unrealistic for me. Because I do have hips and they were jeans. It's not like up top a size 0. Lily says, when I was down from heartbreak years and years ago, I listened to self esteem things and really helped. Watch Joel Osteen too. So there's some great advice we're getting. And, we have to, believe, it's okay to make mistakes. And I know John's like, you're making me hungry again, Lily. um, and, if we're not happy with a certain part, we have to take the time. What is it that we feel we might be lacking, and build that up. And you can build that up by overcoming it. And Crazy Bear says simply 60 vinaigrette Dijon honey mustard. Oh, simply 60. I haven't tried simply 60 yet. So there you go. Vinaigrettes are good. I get the raspberry vinaigrette. I've tried that Skinny Girl salad dressing. It's like 10 calories or something because I'm on a diet. Lily says I put some Worcestershire sauce and soy sauce. Oh, that's good. Now, did you really, or you were trying to hear me say Worcestershire? Is it Worcestershire or Worcestershire? Can't remember. Worcestershire? Worcestershire? And you might be right. Yeah. Samantha, I forget about that. We had it when I was growing up. I haven't bought it since, but that does add flavor. Samantha says, my shape, I'm kind of hippie. I hold a lot of extra weight well because of that. Yeah. I carry my weight in my hips and thighs. That's where my weight goes. Lily says, I love going out to eat, but also love to cook. Yeah, I like to cook a little bit better. I've been on a diet since 7th grade. You know a little bit more about what's going into your food. That's why I like it. But it's nice to take a break. It's nice. The place I went to, they looked like they had really good food. The salad was good too. They made their own ranch dressing, which was really good. And Crazy Bear says it has whole seeds in it. Oh my, oh, okay. Huh. Mustard seeds? What kind of seeds? Poppy seeds or mustard seeds? Interesting, Crazy Bear. John says my hamster likes to make tacos. I know my friend was talking how she just got back from Mexico and she's like, we had so many tacos. There's a place down the street from the house I used to have. Man, that was some good. They're burritos. They were burritos. I don't like beans, so it was just meat and cheese and some lettuce. I think I had lettuce. It was either meat and cheese or meat, cheese, and lettuce. Those suckers were like, it was pounds of meat and like a single burrito. It was like $7, but you had so much leftovers. It was fantastic. Crazy Bear, what's this here sauce? All your weight is in your head. So they are mustard seeds that are whole. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, sometimes we have like heavy heads. Did you guys see my disjointed head video? Lily says, because Sam, no man, nobody should put you down like he does. That's the thing, especially not your husband. It sucks if somebody else does it. They really shouldn't or have a right to do it. But, your husband, he's there to build you up, not take you down. That's your support. That's your life system. And, you got to do it too. Build yourself up instead of going, yeah, I think he's right. Um, Only a sick person does that. Listen to self-esteem things. And that's the thing, like, as women, guys, you go through it too, but as women, we often get ridiculed for our weight, that we start to become self conscious. It can lead to eating disorders, depression, body dysmorphia, um, just a negative self image. And, we need to feel good about ourselves. So I talked about that heavy girl. It's good to be confident, but, there are steps that we can take to stay healthy, and good food choices. It's all going to fall into place when we start having better self-esteem. We're going to regulate the things that we eat. There are some medical issues that people have, but even the medical issues will start to lessen or disappear completely sometimes. Uh-oh, crazy bear, what are you saying? Hold on. um Oh, the fish taco. I was dieting, and this was, like, in high school or something, so I hear that fish. I don't like fish. I do not like fish. I've had, like, tuna casserole that I didn't mind at camp because, at camp, it's all you're gonna have, so I started liking it, but I do not like fish. But I was trying to diet, so I took a can of tuna fish, drained it, and put it in the pan, put on some taco seasoning, and I had, like, a hot tuna taco. It was the worst. Best diet food because I didn't eat any of it. That's a 0-degree taco or 0-calorie taco. So, um, yeah, if you ever wanna lose weight, just have a 0-calorie taco. Oh, so gross. I still remember it. That's where my trauma comes from. I wasn't narcissistically abused. I abused myself with tuna. Um, but Sammy actually woke Oh, Hammy. Okay, you did say Hammy. No typo there. Hammy actually woke you up this morning for a little run, then you fed her. Do they just run around, in the open? Because you got snakes too. So I'm just wondering, are they caged? Sam says, "Oh, thank you, Lily. I agree." And Crazy Bear says, "Get a new haircut." Yeah, and that's the thing. I had a post from somebody who looked pretty young, and he was saying that his mom wanted his gun permit, and kind of scared me. What's going on with that? Oh, Crazy Bear. I'm gonna get shut down if I read those, so you guys can read your own stuff. John says, "Sam, you're a good person. Don't let them put you down. You guys to do some reading." I wouldn't suggest that, uh, but be careful with the revenge, because sometimes we do get hurt that bad that you know we do feel that eye for an eye type mentality. But Lily says, if you had a friend that said the hurtful things that he says, good point. Yeah. Would you come here right now if we all badgered you like that? Would you hang out with those friends, or would you discard them or go to a different channel? So Lily says, okay, I'll stop, but we don't want you to put up with that, Sam. And that's the thing. We do really care about you. And we can give our little nudges, but in the end, it is going to be your decision, Sam. And you're kind of in that fawn stage where you're getting stronger, though. I think you're going more towards, you know, time to leave. I think you are getting closer. Um, I just don't want it getting worse. So I got my heat turned up way too high. Uh, but yeah, Crazy Bear says fish in the lower 48 sucks. And what is it? Are you talking about, like, what would it be? Maine and Alaska? No, because that is, well, you say lower. I loved it when I had my daughter. I went to watch one of her volleyball games, and her friends are up in the stands. And I had said something about Alaska, I think. And she's like, Alaska, that's right by Hawaii, right? And I just started laughing because on the map, you know how they put like Alaska and Hawaii in that little box? So she's thinking that Alaska and Hawaii are right next to each other, talking about the lower 48. That's kind of funny. It's real in Mexico, and it might taste different too. The different vegetation or whatever it is that they eat, because some fish might eat the vegetation, then fish might eat other fish. Nightmare of the fish taco. It was so bad. It probably still would have been gross if it was cold, but the fact it was hot made it even worse. Lily says, does not matter what shape, size, anything. No one should F with your mind. Nobody. Yeah. And it has to come from within. People give so many opinions that aren't wanted, welcomed. And a lot of us, not like in society, everybody's cutting everybody down to where we're all trying to please other people when we need to please ourselves. um you know there's so many people trying to stand out. I think that's why this might be controversial, but you see a lot of the different crazy hairstyles, the colors and tattoos, and like the extreme tattoos. But I get it. I don't have any tattoos, but a few I can understand, but some the extreme ones, why are they doing so many, like on their faces and their colors, their actual eyes? Um and then there was one kindergarten teacher who was covered 90% more, if not 95%, like 90% of his body. I think he even had his eyes. He wanted to be a kindergarten teacher, and they're like, "You're scaring the kids." And he was all upset about it. And, is that fair for the kids to be that scared every day? Because certain things are scary. Um, but that's just me. So that might be controversial. I might get some backlash on that. So, Crazy Bear, you ordered your first hunting rifle from Sears catalog at age 14. And did you need a permit back then? Are you, I can't remember, Crazy Bear. Are you in the United States? I think rifles, there's different laws for rifles than pistols. Samantha says, thank you, John. Good point, Lily. Crazy Bear, delivered in the mailbox at the farm. So times are changing. I don't know if they'd still do that. I don't. They at Myers. I don't think you guys have Myers. I think that's only a certain section of the United States. Only a few states will have Myers. I know Indiana. Sam, do you have a Myers? Indiana and Michigan have Myers, but they sell guns. I don't know if you need a permit because I know they also sell permits. Um, Interesting, Crazy Bear. But John says, my neighbors don't respect me because they don't respect themselves. Good point. Good point. That's an excellent point, John. Thank you for saying. I'm going to read that one more time. My neighbors don't respect me because they don't respect themselves. Yep. Crazy Bear, I got folks in my head who aren't paying rent. Oh, I like that. I get what you're saying. Yep. My exes, they're taking up space and they're not adding to my life. They should not be in my head. And eviction day, see you later. We don't even need to go through the court process. We could just see ya. And it takes time. Lily says exactly, John. That's why this world is messed up. Respect went out the window. It did. It did. Nobody can it's hard. Um People misunderstand people, and it's almost like you can't speak. People don't stop to listen to the gist of what people are saying because they just want to say their own opinions. Because there are, I've seen some of these interviews where it's really good insight. Like, I like the creative mind. When I was in law school, it's almost like it didn't matter. You're never right or wrong. I mean, if you can argue it, there's a way to be right, and you can utilize all the little loopholes and all that stuff. But I can appreciate somebody's mind, the way they think. But just like in law school, it's like, okay, you got away with it, but come on, get back to reality. But people don't listen to it. They don't get where the person's coming from. And school is scary. Hello, art teacher here. School is very scary. I told you guys about that murder that happened right outside my, like 20 minutes after I left. That 6-year old that just shot a teacher, 6-year old. And what happened at our school? Oh, it was a false alarm. I forgot it's a false alarm. Um, but we've had bomb threats, things like that. So, Lily, you don't have tattoos either, and I agree with you, Cynthia. Don't understand the extreme. Yeah, maybe a sweet little heart butterfly, but sometimes too the gory, and even just the placement. Some of the crude ones like insert or whatever. Um, yeah, it's like the shock factor. The shock factor, I don't think, comes from somebody with a high self esteem. Lily says, I like when guys have military ones on arms, but not all over. And that's the thing. Like, I'm not really into tattoos. It's fine if you have them, but some people, it is sexy. Like, on some people. Um, so, if you're a sexy person. But I did have a friend who, a coworker. So if you guys think I'm super popular, I'm just normal. I should use the correct terms, like a coworker acquaintance. But I cared about her. She was in a relationship where she got stabbed here, all the way through here, and she had a beautiful hip tattoo. It was like, just the artwork was beautiful. It was like a big cat head, and she was a little bit heavier. And when she got stabbed, that she lost a lot of weight. The cat looked a lot different, but she went through some domestic violence, like literally, and she had it stuck in her. Had to run for help, and some guy in a pickup truck took her into the hospital. But that's like the person that she was with. They get so angry sometimes, like stabbed her through the neck. Uh, that takes some power, some anger, passion. And, she's lucky to be alive. Like she lost so much weight, and I think she had like half her tongue was paralyzed, or she talked kind of funny afterwards. Um, Beautiful girl, so sad. Uh, Lily said, oh, I'm sorry. John says, I like that description, Crazy Bear. Crazy Bear, I got told to leave Wally World. Haven't been back. What did you do? You got told to leave Wally World. And who was it? Was it Sam who said you got Myers by you? Main Street is still gravel. True, Lily. I got to scroll up, guys. So, Lily, we're going to fight at the military ball. It's mine. um, you do have Myers. Okay. And sometimes too it's generational. The younger generation is having more and more tattoos. So I think it's transitioning. Before it was kind of to stand out. Before it was to stand out. Now I think it's to fit in. So I think that's evolving too. And Lily says, like, Cynthia's boyfriend and Adam Levine too many tats. I'm just kidding. So Justin Bieber, he's not my boyfriend. I'm trying to remember if it was a fraud, because I came across, okay, it was a fraud. How they said that Travis Barker had died, and I think we found out. No, I said it was. I wish I had my phone. I always have my phone here to Google things, um, because it's probably about 4 days, 5 days now that there was something that was released that he killed himself, but for Travis Barker. But I can't remember if you guys were live chat. But they have too many tats, and Kourtney Kardashian's guy, Travis Barker, on his head. Yep. And yeah, I don't understand that. Crazy Bear, I heard of ice pick used in one murder. Too much insanity. It's probably been more than one that have used those. I'm sure that's happened quite a few times because I've heard of that too. Crazy Bear, they've been around for 2,000 billion years. LOL, kidding. And they've been around for a long time, or at least the henna tattoos. It's interesting that, is it Hindu? I want to be respectful. I don't think it's Muslim. I think the Hindu. I'm not sure. But they'll do the henna tattoos. I think they cover their whole body in henna. Um, and it is Hindu. That's what I thought. Okay, thank you. And they do that before they get married. So it's kind of interesting. I have like a Hindu little girl. She had it all over her hands. She did it. John says it's hard to believe a young kid shot a teacher. Well, I told you, my own student shot his own finger, but you're right. That was stupidity. But yeah, that little kid, it was probably premeditated to be in that backpack or wherever it was. And you think about it, what are the arguments that we really have? As adults, we're like, uh, and that's the thing too. We don't know. I doubt the teacher, but it could happen, sexually abuse the kid. It probably was the teacher said, go sit down. Maybe she did yell. There's times we yell because we lose our cool too. Um, yeah, I believe it, Crazy Bear, because, the stress. Um, I couldn't imagine, especially if you were drafted. I give a lot of credit to the ones who sign up. I would not want to do that. I give a lot of credit to the people who do fight for our country, but they see a lot of trauma. Also, the stress of being away from your family, or possibly, um, your wife has or girlfriend has a baby while you're over there, don't get to see your kid, a lot of depression, the breaking down of the soldier's spirit to where they just follow orders. They lose themselves and they don't do the desensitization or reset sensitization. So they teach them kind of to be cold hearted. And when they get back into life with family, um, do they have the coping skills? Also things change. You think about it, if they go away, you think about people who have been in jail, they come back out years later and they don't know where they are. I go back to my old town where I grew up. It's so different. And John says, I've run into vets that are still not right mentally. Yep. And I also have run into some where uh, they were workers trying to rebuild, I think, Iraq. But he was like so shell shocked. He couldn't sit still. And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna go back. It's like 60,000 for a couple months or whatever. But it's like, I think it was a total like 120,000 a year or something like that. And those kind of jobs are kind of hard to get, but to be that shell shocked and having, the like, I think it was even his building was hit, but he survived or something. It was crazy. And Crazy Bear, the one who slipped through the system all whacked out while in the service. Yeah. And it's sad. Crazy Bear, not every soldier has a sound mind like our commander in chief, Joey B. um, and sometimes too, you don't expect it to get into like wartime or your buddies turning their back on you or fucking up, and it costs you, I don't know, that could be so traumatic. And John saying, true, Crazy Bear. Um, Yeah, there's a lot, or the injuries that they go through. They can have some pretty devastating, life-changing uh, injuries. Whether it's like a facial deformity or a burn or loss of a limb or several, being shot at, being the target. And I think what's harder to deal with is when we're personally attacked. Um, to where it's an increase in being scared. So like if I don't know, somebody's an attacker is a loose in my neighborhood and they're after me, I'm going to be a lot more scared than somebody else. They're still going to be scared, but um, Crazy Bear, I can only imagine a military in the USA will be drafted again too. Joe Biden did that. Did they actually go to draft? did they start pulling people for draft? I think that's a I don't know, we need to protect our country, but, I know other countries too, they are mandatory where they have to do 1 year, maybe 2 in some places. Uh, John's and that's some people aren't equipped for that, you know? I think they do mandatory for males, but not every male can handle that, you know? I think in all honesty, I still feel that men and women are different. Uh, and, you know, I don't know, it's coming. Okay. I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it. And that's the thing. Yeah. Why do we need to kill each other? Yeah. And the thing too is they're trying to make a point. You're going to lose a bunch of people. You're going to lose a bunch of people. And a lot of times, power authorities, they don't have a connection with us, so we're just pawns, you know. And thank you, Samantha. I think so too. And that's why we're having a hard time with the dynamics of relationships. And crazy war and killing is something I'll never understand, especially like in such mass quantities, and even over in the Ukraine where they said, what was it, kindergarten or preschool? I think they used the word kindergarten, which means young children. Um, I can't remember exactly, but they said children here, and nope, they still targeted it. And it's almost like, in a sense, they were hoping, Ukraine was hoping the Russians would have like tug at their heartstrings. But what would be more devastating, like the Russians are like, screw that you just told us what's going to hurt you the most. So yeah, we're going after your children. Um, you know, uh, uh, Crazy Bear, as recruits aren't there, and if war, it will call folks here can now run for office in politics at age 18. Are you talking like, I know you gotta be 35 for president, but are you talking about like county commissioner and mayor, all those kind of things? And Lily, I agree that Ukraine thing is so, so sad. Those people are terrified. They have no resources. The electricity keeps going out. It's winter and it's cold there. Crazy Bear says, world have so much war machinery to use that new and 20 years old use it. I'm not sure if you say US or us. Um, I just read it was either 4 or 7 uh, nuclear weapons are missing in the US. They don't know where they are. That's kind of scary too. Where do those weapons go? John says that there are aliens watching us. I really wonder what they think of us. Yeah, it's kind of like how I turned off Dixie TV, and so she's not in the room. I should put that back on. All I do is open my curtains. But yeah, just like Dixie just sitting there watching and watching. I bet the aliens are like, what are they gonna what? Crazy. I thought about, and if you guys know a way, I would love to help a Ukraine family. I got 2 extra bedrooms that I wouldn't mind offering to them. Because that's gotta be terrifying. Uh I really thought about doing it. I'd still be willing to do it. And how I do the English as a second language, I know we could communicate. Um, John, if there are aliens, oh, sorry. They just had something too about all these the UFOs, that all the unidentified flying objects. They've explained a lot of away by balloons recently, but they still have so many unaccounted for. And they can't understand how the pattern that they were moving so quickly. State government lawmakers, I know where they are. Crazy Bear says, I'd tell you, but you'd regret it. You'd be dead. Crazy Bear, this is getting good. I'm rolling another one. Okay. Um, who was I watching? Was it Drew Barrymore? And a black man. Sorry, I don't remember who he was. I want to say it was a black man. Sometimes I tune that out. It was dark in the room, so I don't know. I want to say it was a black man, famous man, and they were having an interview, and they were talking about the Illuminati, and she asked him something, and said like, "We've all done something we shouldn't have done," or something, and he's like, telling him to be quiet, and it was like, oh, so what was it? Something like, what would you do for $1 million at the? I can't remember, but uh, I had my uncle had a hit on him uh, for he was a target. I told you guys he won the Nobel Peace Prize, and who was the other theme? It was a group of like four people that the Illuminati were going after. So they were targeting my uncle. Samantha says, might be a weird question, but can you tell when brain damage is being done or happening? How do you feel right now? It's happening to you. How do you feel right now? It's been prolonged. That's an excellent question. It is not a bad question at all. Probably the most important question. Not does he love me? What's happening to my brain? So if you're having some brain fog, that could be it. Crazy Bear's having some brain damage right now because he's feeling a little stoned. Van Buren. There's a county over here, Van Buren. Was that? I don't know who Van Buren is. Like I said, there's a county. No, but Sam has a really important question. So I'm going to say hi to Calibri all the way over in Seattle. Hopefully everyone is doing fine. We're doing really good. I'm being lazy, not sitting up straight like a lady. But Samantha had just asked, can you tell when brain damage is done or happening? So Kevin Hart, it is Kevin Hart. That's exactly who it is. Thank you, Samantha. So brain damage. Now this is my take on it. Okay. This is my take on it. But you start having that brain fog. You start questioning things. It's the connections aren't connecting the right way. You're starting to forget things. And you start feeling uncomfortable within yourself. That's that anxiety, because if you're feeling anxious all the time and it's prolonged, that is damaging. So your brain doesn't feel any pain. It's the only organ in our body that doesn't feel actual pain. That's why they can do brain surgery without, they gotta like numb the other stuff. But your brain does not feel pain. Um, it can feel pressure, like when you get headaches and stuff. It's because of the pressure or the nerves around the different muscles and things like that. But the actual brain, so you won't feel the actual brain hurt. You can get headaches from the stress, the tightening, but the brain fog, that anxiety, if you are feeling anxious for a prolonged period of time, it is damaging your brain. Um, sometimes disorientation can be related to that. But depression has some brain damage to it. So if you're depressed a lot, uh, it's we're wired to be happy. When we're loved and everything is in balance, that's when our brain is at its optimal energy. And what are some of the things that you feel, Sam? When you feel unsafe, when you start feeling a little paranoid. These are all things that a lot of us have gone through. So it's not anything wrong other than there could be some brain damage going on. And you can see on the scans uh, the decrease or hyperactivity of the brain. And that's an unhealthy brain. So, oh, I was just starting to read it. My eyes were just focusing in it. Crazy Bear, quick on the draw. So Crazy Bear says he's all ears. I think you said you're a guy. Lily says Calibri to hi. And Samantha, I feel like I just want to stop. And it is bad anxiety, inability to think clearly. I do feel like my brain can't make peace like it's trying to. It is trying to, but you're not in a safe spot. You keep probably hashing over a lot of different things, a lot of different scenarios, a lot of different options. And it's almost like You just got to dive in. You just got to trust that it's time. This is a decision I made, but you have to get to that. Otherwise, you're going to have regret. You have to build yourself up. Look at who you are. Do you deserve to be treated that way? Is it going to get better? Is it going to get worse? And, um, it crazy, but take a pit stop, get off the raceway. Yeah, it's dangerous out there. Take a pit stop, bail on the race. There's no finish line. um, because I'll tell you what, like, I'm actually pretty good. I'm actually pretty good, but my body is still from that CPTSD. I physically don't feel right. And, I went through like 30 years of this craziness, heightened, and it's not always just from it's kind of collateral damage, like through the custody battles and the stress of having to pay for it. So I have to work extra and trying to finagle everything and take care of the daughter and, all that kind of stuff. That it gets worse. And, I feel even the way I talk sometimes has changed. I say and a lot. I hate that. It's something I don't want to do. So I'm working really hard on that. But I think some of it is because of that damage that we've done. I'm very intelligent, but sometimes piecing things together. A lot of it too is the solitariness that they bring us into, that we're not having actual interaction with other people. I did teach English as a second language, and I taught vowel b b b. So I felt a little brain dead. Teaching little 3-year-old Chinese kids snake. So, um, take time for yourself and keep that brain in tip top shape. So Samantha says, Crazy Bear, I have an amazing pit crew. Tires on and off in under 4 seconds. Oh, awesome. I like that. Lily says it's anxiety in her subconscious and it will get worse, Sam. He will tear you down if you let him wear you down. I'm sorry. I thought you meant tear. He will wear you down. Um, he will. And the stronger you are now, the easier it is to build yourself up. The lower you are, you're going to feel helpless. Lily says, Cynthia, you're a brilliant speaker. No worries. Thank you. I try and I recognize certain things that I do. It's so funny when I went through my court custody battle with my ex. He's a state trooper and he was like really succinct in his wording. Cynthia, this at do 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 and based on do do. And so you read mine, and it was interesting that the judge said Cynthia is extremely intelligent. And the judge said that, but he didn't say anything about him. And then also my ex had said that I am very intelligent and it's to the point it's scary. I'm like, what is scary? So I took those as compliments. But you read my transcripts and I'm like, well, my daughter, and well, I was with her and because when we it's like, wait, what? But he's like, yeah, she's really intelligent. So it was funny reading over the transcripts. And I think what it is though is I got all these thoughts in my mind, and that is a sign of intelligence. It doesn't mean I can relay it though. Um, I'm, uh, I find it interesting too that supposedly intelligent people can go to sleep later, but also they have a correlation with psychopaths staying up late. So I wanted to check into that. And are psychopaths really intelligent? A lot of narcissists are very intelligent, not all, but I know some vulnerable ones that aren't necessarily super smart. Uh, and yeah, I like the way you said that though. Not that I like you going through it, but you said that you do feel like your brain can't make peace. And that's very true. So you're going through the CPTSD already, and your brain wants comfort. Your brain needs it, and in order for you to do right by your children, you got to get the brain right. Um, because you're going to either need a little crying break that's taking time away from you and your kids. It's okay to need that. You are going to need it. You're going to need to cry. You're going to need to sleep a little extra. Be careful on the food you eat. Sometimes, we either get to the comfort foods or, overeating to cope. Sometimes we don't eat enough. Just stay as healthy as you can because actually the things we consume really can change how we feel about ourselves. Uh, so 4 seconds, I'm impressed. And it is anxiety. Yeah, and sometimes we don't even realize some of the things that we're going through. I'm not depressed. I'm just tired. You might be depressed and you might not realize it. Lily said, oh, thank you again. So feel free to give me a thumbs up if you like the way I speak. Samantha says, yes, I believe myself to be intelligent. I could tell you're intelligent. And my husband tells me I'm not and laughs at me. I actually start stuttering sometimes when talking to him. Can't believe it. I hate it. And that's the connections aren't making. That's a byproduct. I don't stutter sometimes. Uh, and, people will do it in high stress, not always in low stress. Um, do you stutter when talking to other people? If he is that damaging to you, that somebody gave me a thumbs up. You're awesome. I think that was Lily who did it. Was it Lily who did it? I think John gave me the other one. I'm psychic. Um, but so if not, go ahead and hit that like. um, but the stuttering, do you stutter around other people? That's how toxic he is to you, to where your brain doesn't function right around him. And then you're not going to talk to him the right way. You're not going to know how to defend yourself if you're too afraid to even bring out the words. And it's funny with Lee Hammock. He's a self-aware narcissist, and he does little skits. Pretends he's the wife and then himself, or just a narcissist in general. And the skit is where she's like, "Well, I need to, I need to talk to you," and he's like, "There you go. You can't even get your words out right," and um, that's kind of a sign of it. And, he even did a little skit on it, like, "You can't even talk right. Get your words out." And we do. We get scared. We walked on eggshells so much where it's almost like we want to say it, but our brain's like, "Don't let that out. Uh, keep it to yourself." So you have a right to say what you need to say. So I'm going to catch up, guys. What is CT? CAT scan or CT? Connecticut? A CT scan? CAT scan? What is it in referring to? Because it might be a CAT scan. There's EEG, electroencephalograph, and then a CAT scan. CT scan is a CAT scan. And EEG is the one where they put all the little probe, like sticky probes on you, and then the CT scan is kind of like an MRI, kind of. Um, so Lily, Sam, you can think of every excuse to stall you or give your excuses to falsely concentrate on. But the bottom line is you need to concentrate on one thing, leaving. Yeah. So if you feel that you're ready, well, let me reword that. You're never going to be ready. You are never going to be ready. You just have to do it. you know just like if my house was about to burn down, I'm not ready to leave it. I don't have the family pictures yet. I don't have my favorite shoes. I got to find my purse. I'm not ready. When it's toxic, you have to leave. You don't have to have all your ducks in a row. You have to just trust it's going to be okay. uh, Hone in on what you need. The bare minimum is a place to stay. Get that place to stay. You said, I believe it was your aunt who was helping you. And Sam says, Lily, you're right. And I don't know why you brought CT. I believe you brought that up for CAT scan. Crazy Bear, 4 to 5. Rest is all this is required. Hours. Not for me. Not for me. And I'm trying to remember what it was. Um, I can't function on that. I can't. Trump does. He does like 4 hours a night. And I had mono in 10th grade. I've also recently had COVID. I think I had like long haul, but ever since 10th grade, I sleep a lot. I need a lot of sleep, but I've also been through a lot of stressful situations too. Samantha says, "I'm concentrating, Lily, the best I can, my friend. I really am." And it's hard. We got that brain fog going on and cognitive dissonance and fear. Sometimes we are afraid, and guilt. Am I doing the right thing? Uh, Lily says he has you in an emotional prison that only you had the key, Sam. Yeah, he's not gonna let you out. Excellent. I love that, Lily. You have the key to the prison bars that you are in. So he put you in there, but you had the key. He doesn't, because he wants to keep you there. So he threw away the key. You just found it. Um, but you need shepherd's pie. I will make you. I'll tell you what. You leave. You're close enough. You can come over. I'll make you homemade shepherd's pie. Is that all it takes? Guys, we're going to have a shepherd's pie party. As long as I can eat some with you, girl. Crazy Bear, is it me or are you wearing anything for? Oh, sorry. Yes, I even got pants on. Do I? Yeah, that'd be funny. It's like, oh, sorry, I gotta remember that. I did that with the kids. I sat down. I'm like, hi, it's teacher Cynthia. Let's learn about English. And I'm like, oh crap. So then I had to do, what did I do with my hair? I did something where I was so paranoid because I looked so naked. And I was like, so I was retarded. Keeping you guessing. But am I wearing anything underneath? Lily, you live in tension, and that's not right. And at least she lives in something. I don't even live in clothes. So yeah, she's right though. It's tension, you know. Crazy Bear, warm. I see you are. Yeah, I had to take off. I did have my sweater on. I was trying to be appropriate. Now we're in the double X. It's not triple X yet. I don't need subscribers that much. But if you want to encourage me, hit that like button. Somebody else did it. Thank you guys. John says, so true, Lily. I hate drama. Crazy Bear, no, I won't smash the like. Fuck you. That's all right. I've begged enough. I'll let you make your own decision. Uh, so where did it go? So Crazy Bear isn't smashing, and then you can't smash any shepherd's pie. How's that? Paybacks. Kalibi says, I'm a work in progress. I think a lot of us are too. I know that I've yet to learn new things in life. It makes my existence more interesting. You're right. You're right. Even just a little thing I did today, going to the antique shop, it was kind of cool. They have these really cool, I don't even know if they were skates. It looked like a foot bar that you kind of lock your foot in with, you know how tractors have that rolling type conveyor belt type, whatever type of wheels. It looked like they were skates. Like they were about this long, and the shoe part for the person was about this long. And I don't know if it was to simulate cross-country skiing, something I never saw before. I almost bought them. And I'm like, almost bought a unicycle guitar and who knows what. Um, and John's like, yeah, I like that attitude, Calibri. Lily says, Sam, don't go back and forth talking and defending yourself to him. Try non-reactive for a week and see if you and only you feel better, but he won't stop. Yeah, you got to remember, he's not going to stop. It might actually make him angrier. Somebody else give me a thumbs up. Thank you. Is that because I wasn't wearing clothes? Or because I started showing you I was? Calibri says, thanks, John. Crazy Bear, CT Honda trailer bike. Oh, okay. I don't know about that. I know a CT scan is, though. The CPTSD you are saying. Uh, oh, did I say CTPSD? It's not. It's C hyphen complex post-traumatic stress disorder. If I said CT, I bimbo moment, because I know that's not what it is. Did I say CTPSD? It's CPTSD. So I might have misspoke. Sometimes your brain thinks too much and mixes things up. So that's why good communication is always good. I don't remember saying it that way, but I might have. I can see that sometimes. Samantha says, no stuttering. It's the stress. Hard to function around him at times. And he does mock me, whether I do or don't. Yeah. And the mocking, yeah, it's disrespectful. It's just disrespectful. Um, Samantha says, I will, Lily, non reactive. And you have to do that. I know what, oh, CPTSD is complex post traumatic stress disorder. Post traumatic stress disorder is, when I caught on fire, that's a one time event. And, any trauma I might have sustained from that. Or if somebody bombed my house or torched it, that's a one time event. That's where you get PTSD, post traumatic stress disorder. Complex is what a lot of us have, is where it's over time. It's kind of complex to say exactly what caused it, but it's over a period of time. So, let's say I lived in a poor neighborhood. It's, the fear of the gunshots or the fear of my car being stolen or the fear of somebody breaking in. And I live in that state of fear for a long time. So it's the length. It's just the length of the incident. Ever ready, battery bunny? Good point. Kaliwi says, yeah, ever ready. Yeah, just be like that battery bunny, just ready to go. Kalibi says, before I've left my last partner, who I suspect was an arc, I had to plan my exit well. And you do. You have to protect yourself that you're going to be safe, and that you don't have to run back. You can't just take $200 and think you're going to feed a family of four at that time with your three kids, staying in a $60 a night hotel. And now what? You were gone for 3-4 days, and do I have to go back? Will they let me? You don't want to end up hopeless, or homeless. So yeah, complex post-traumatic stress disorder. I don't think I said CTPSD, but sometimes I can see it. I might have said that. Lily says, he's awful, Sam. How can you like someone like that, let alone love? And yeah, complex. Like head spinning. Yeah. Crazy Bear, you lost the key. Are you still stuck in your prison? Sometimes we do get stuck. I mean, let's be real about it. Somebody gave me a thumbs up. Thank you. Samantha says, it's messing my head up. I can tell you feel miserable. And it just gets worse. It really does. John, John, I love you. You always come up with some good one-liners. It's under the mat. Go find it. You just gotta look. Meatless shepherd's pie. It's even easier to make. Don't have to ground that or brown that ground beef. Haha. We should. Samantha, you think I'm joking? Yeah, I'm serious. We'll have some shepherd's pie. I don't know if it'll be good if I'm cooking it, but that shouldn't be too bad. I'm really good at like chicken pot pies, but shepherd's pie, that would be easy. I can make that. Samantha, John's heart skipped a beat as you straightened your hair. My girl, Cynthia. Running. Should have like a fan blowing, blowing in the wind. Crazy Bear says I lied. You got the key. Don't ride to Bullhead City. Okay. Oh, you didn't ride. Lying to me, you narcissist. I don't even have a Coleman mini bike. You're lying to me. That was very important to me. Original cat skates. Priceless. They were cool. I love ice skating. Used to have city ribs in backyard up north. I have CRS. Crazy reactive syndrome. I don't know. What's CRS? CRS. Lisa sounded like the letters ran together. The CPTSD. I got it. Yeah. Sometimes I slur or mumble. Crazy Bear says, can't remember. Sonoy? It? Sinoy? Crazy Bear, I'm going to roll another one, just like the other one. This old man, he played six. With a knick-knack, paddywhack, give your dog a bone. Do you get it, Medicinal Bear? So it's not Crazy Bear, it's Medicinal Bear. Crazy Bear, I haven't had it since riding with the brothers. It's so funny. I'm probably missing. I'm very naive. You guys could be talking about some other crazy stuff I don't even know about. John says, "Don't smoke too much." I smoke. Are you guys talking? You're probably talking about something. Don't smoke too much. I smoke too occasionally, but not like when I was younger. Now, did you talked about quitting cigarettes? Are you talking about the fun, or are you talking about cigarettes? Pot. Okay. Um, yeah. So I kind of prove I'm naive because CRS. I don't even know what it stands for. Uh, that's so funny. So that's weed. CRS. What does it stand for? I'd love to eat anything with you, Sam. Ooh, you'd make lasagna. I love lasagna. Samantha says, I don't smoke, never do. Must be why I don't get the joke either. I know. And they just keep talking about it. Yeah, what is CRS? Sloppy Joe, OG. Now, Joe, a slang term. OG, old girl. I'm so confused. I have a feeling Sloppy Joe is slang for it, but I could be completely. And I'm gonna have to get my phone real quick. Cigarettes, I'm basically quitting, but I still smoke uh, weed on occasion. It's a night strain. I don't even know what a night strain is. Uh, I don't know what a night strain is. So, guys, I just have to grab because you guys know my mom's in the hospital. So you can check my butt out while I run. It was super quick to get my phone. I'll be right back. Keep typing. Well, that was a waste. I had my phone over there charging and I forgot to plug it in. So it's got 15% battery life. Okay, I think everything's good. Sorry, I just worry about my mom. Um, Synchronicity. Okay, I've heard of synchronicity. Don't know what the heck it means, but um, it's in. John says, "Now I'm going to harp on you. You better quit the cigarettes. Replace it with weed until you're over it." And Crazy Bear, your phone died 7%. Well, I'm a winner. I have 15%. So I beat you out. I thought my phone was charging. John says, I'm actually doing well, not smoking cigarettes. Weed is better. So, when you guys smoke, because I don't smoke it, does it make you feel different? I don't know. Um, Samantha says, sounds like the stuff you use to remove calcium, rust, and garbage from. That's where I'm going. I agree. Oh, calcium, lime, and rust, CLR. Uh, you're smoking what? Whatever. Haha. That's funny, Sam. Because that's kind of where mine's going. Like it's a abbreviation for something. Sam's, Lily's laughing too. So yeah, you guys, I love you guys. You have so many really good comebacks. We always have fun. Introspective effect. Today's variety. Oh, is it? Where you look into yourself? Uh, introspective. Uh, Interesting. So it kind of gets you thinking. Um, John says I pretty much quit drinking too, but I drink way too much coffee. And that's the thing. It's kind of like once we have like a certain kind of either addiction or overuse that we compensate. We go to something else, you know? Yes, pondering things. Is that good though? You know, sometimes people that are depressed, is it pondering things kind of like, um, I don't know, why do trees grow tall? And you really try to solve that problem. It wakes the mind up. Uh, or does it ever take your mind to like why didn't my mom love me? Does it get to that like depressive stuff or is it like the cool things like how do light bulbs work? Um, I didn't realize that wakes the mind up. I've heard people it helps them with focus. So maybe that's kind of you get creative. Okay. And not on you. Okay. Lily says, I recently smoked medicinal from a friend after not doing it for 18 years. And yes, a few hits makes you feel very nice. Not out of control, just really good and inspired. Hmm. So it's not like a downer. Oh, Sam can't drink too much coffee. It hurts your belly. Does it hurt your belly if it's just black, or does it hurt your belly because you add like the creamers and sugars and stuff? I just drink it black. It doesn't hurt my belly, but I know my mom, she gets sick when she has, too much sweetener and stuff. Yeah, and I only started drinking it black because, like I said, I've been on a diet forever, and I just too much creamer and sugar, so I just drank too much, so or I did, I don't have as much now. Lately said, "Not a downer at all. If you do more, you'll be tired." Oh, okay, so there's, like, a limit. John says our local smoke shop this is turning our local smoke shop sells the legal weed cigarettes, which is pretty good, expensive though. Crazy Bear, if you're down, it can be said, my brother, it is used for grief in some parts of the world. I did wanna study the, effects of mushrooms, the psychedelics or whatever, because I told you my nephew, it surprised me, good little Christian boy, his like master's or doctorate is his thesis is on psychedelics or whatever it's called for the um, psychological use. I don't know where Nathan is, Sam. I don't know. I did a post this morning, and I think last night I said I was going to do like 9 o'clock. So maybe he didn't check his messages. So that might be my fault. Lily says, right, and JG, they deserted us. Yeah. I'm hoping that's not why, because I did say I'd be on at 9, last night, didn't I? I think I did, but then I was like, "I don't know if I wanna stay up too late." And I get excited to see you guys too, you know? I think Mare needs us to be a little later. She's over in California, but I don't think she's working, so I think she could join in a little earlier. But that would be really interesting on how it affects the brain, you know? Crazy Bear, I read in the encyclopedia, Queen Elizabeth used it for menstrual pains. It probably would help. I think that interesting. Some women really struggle with that. And Leila says, no, I'm kidding. They're playing hard to get. Haha. John says they might be busy tonight. There you go. Um, yeah, you're joking that they deserted us, but hopefully they'll join in. They're probably still trying to get into the first uh, posting that I did. I haven't deleted it yet. I did leave a little note, so they should be redirected. Sorry about the technical issues. Sometimes I don't know why the camera doesn't work and then I can't correct it. It flip flops. I have it set up on webcam and some glitch somewhere that I haven't figured out. So, in the healing process, try not to rely too much on those kind of things because you are just masking the problem. You're giving yourself a crutch. So, you know, um, X-ray vision is working 110%. Indica is a sleeper. Sativa is goer. I heard like the Inda couch is how you remember it, where you get tired. I can't remember because I have a friend. She does all that stuff. You've tried various strains. Hmm. But that's interesting, yeah. So I know my dad, he took it without the THC when I think I told you guys he's, now deceased, but, had severe pain from when he had his leg amputated, a lot of neuropathy, which is nerve damage. It kind of feels like your feet are either on fire or super prickly. So it was working for him, but he stopped taking it because he was too scared of like all his leukemia and heart and blood thinner medications. I don't even know what Colombian gold is. I think we still talking about weed. Cook it, eat it, and ice creams, etc. Good medicine. See, I don't even know which ones we're talking about. Just like the flower. Hmm. But in actuality, as far as getting our brain healthy again, we can mask it with alcohol, we can mask it with, you know, uh, sexual acts, we can match it with whatever. But in order to really have our lives where we need our lives to go, we have to heal and we have to fight against that brain fog. We have to train ourselves to think through. what we're thinking, to not just dismiss. It's too hard to think through. No, we need to think it through, and get techniques for that. Whether we need to write certain things down, or start learning, to research certain things to get as much information as we can that's going to help us. Also, when there's too many options, it's harder to pick what we want to do. So we need to narrow down our options. Crazy Lily says, I'd be scared to eat it. Crazy Bear, you must have got it plugged in, been on here for a nanosecond. Crazy Bear, it starts off slow. And maybe he did plug it in. Mine's not plugged in. So what am I at? Still says 15%. Sorry, maybe I am getting sick, Sammy. But when we're in that fawn state of what do we do, it's important to look at the end goal and focus on that and make that goal happen. And when we start talking in the present, or we have to change the way we talk to ourselves. Not if I can move out. It's I'm moving out. I need to do this, not if. Um Crazy Bear. I'm not sick, I'm sick. I get it. Hugs. maybe maybe I'm one of those sickos. There's a lot of sickos out there. And I still am fascinated by the multiple personalities that people go through based on trauma. All I wonder how much of our personality is just like I was saying from all those little micro traumas that we go through. We want mommy and daddy to, tuck us in, and how do we make sure that they do? Or Sam, does he drink? Does Honey Bunny drink? Uh, John's, then what is the word? If sick isn't the word for it. Dustin Hoffman, uh, he was the one who did Mrs. Doubtfire, right? Is that Robin Williams? It was Dustin Hoffman, right? Uh, and that's the thing, people are different when they drink. Um, some can be angry drunks, and some can kind of chill them out. Uh, Nuts, crazy, insane. Oh, Johnny. Delusional. Be nice to me. It was Robin Williams. Dustin Hoffman. He dressed as a lady one time, though. What was that one? And who was on Dustin Hoffman dressed as a woman? Who was on Bosom Buddies? Who was that too? I know who he is. I can't remember which one. Robin Williams was Mrs. Doubtfire, but wasn't that Dustin Hoffman? He did he marry like there's some issues with his Tootsie, you're right. Tootsie. That's what it was. Good job, John John. Um it was Tootsie. Okay. And somebody had said too that why did they always have Dustin he's the best performer ever, 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 ever. You haven't seen my shorts where I act really wonderful? Lily says, at least he has that going for him. X-Narc didn't either. I don't. But what is their excuse to be sons of bitches? Makes you wonder. They're just sick narcs. Yeah, because there's some difference between somebody just getting caught up in the moment, reacting to their stress and being rude. There are rude people, but are they necessarily um, 100% an arc? They might be just frustrated and acting out to that. But when you really look at it, it's like they're at a lack of empathy in that moment. And just like when we're going through things, it gets crazy to know where the line is. Um because it's not always empathy because some have empathy. Crazy Bear says he was in films with Steve McQueen. I grew up so sheltered. I haven't watched too much. John says they react without thinking about consequences. And that is true. um, and sometimes they do think about it, but they don't care. They think they'll get away with it. They think they can hide it. And they think they're better than everyone else. They'll just lie their way out of it. They feel usually that they can get away with it, that we just trust them blindly. Um, and a lot of it is almost like an attention span of, the object constancy. That I've seen videos where self-aware, when they don't miss us like we miss them. We don't stay on their mind as much. It's like a child. It really is like a child. You know how children really, really want something and then they forget about it. I've had when my daughter was growing up, going through the store, has to have it, has to have it, and then don't want it anymore. It's kind of like that, where the passion just goes. And once they know they can have it, it's like, nah. Uh, Projecting their self-hatred, Lily says. And that is the truth, though. That is the truth. And sometimes that's why they pick us apart, you know, um, whatever it is that they don't like, or whatever it is that they feel they want to take pride in. If we don't do it, it's a shame to them. They're embarrassed by us, or they think that uh, where we should change things because they want to change things and they often don't do it themselves. So it's a double standard. John says it's almost like they need the attention. Almost. It's definitely like they need the attention. And they just need it, whether it's good attention or bad attention. And Eric, good to have you. So Eric's a viewer who has been chit chatting back and forth with me through some of the videos. Um, So yeah, John, they definitely need it. Eric says that is true. Can y'all talk about someone other than me? Are you a narcissist? Lily says then they're redirected. So Crazy Bear says I can't change my handle for 2 weeks to White Bear, Old Bear, Gray Bear, Lone Bear, Teddy Bear. So you want us to just call you Lone? I like Crazy Bear. It fits you. It definitely fits you. And Eric, what you got to clarify what you're saying. John says some of them were acting jealous because of the attention I'm getting from the projects I built. And I think your person too had a hard time with it. She also didn't understand your passion for it. So she kind of, instead of letting you talk about it, she might have gotten irritated because it took attention away from her or something she wanted to talk about. And yeah, instead of being happy for you and encouraging you, building you up, or even, helping you, like maybe giving some suggestions, like, what do you think about that? That's so cool. But if you added a light system to this, you know, to help you, you know, constructive criticism is great, but destructive criticism can really change the path of somebody's life. Um, that's why we really got to be careful with people. And, it's things that we should have learned when we were children. Crazy Bear, thank you. That one stuck a bullseye, Miss Oakley. Which one are we doing? Crazy Bear stuck. And nicknames are fun. It- you know. And I was thinking about that too. Like for John, if I called you Johnny, you see sometimes in relationships where the girlfriend will be like, "Oh, Johnny," and I wonder if it kind of brings people closer because it relates to the childhood. If they were ever called that, that was something I wanted to dive into a little deeper too. Some people don't like it though because it does remind them of their childhood. Because I had a friend who, growing up, he went by the nickname of his middle name, and then when he got in college, they always call you by your legal name, and so it just stuck, and I ran into him, like, 30 years later, and I called him by his, childhood name, and he loved it, you know? And so you don't mind nicknames. Did you grow up as Johnny, or were you John? And that's sad when our people are jealous of the things, and, jealousy is made for us to realize there's something that we want and we need to go after we can go after it, but we shouldn't take it from somebody else. So if I was jealous that you guys are an actor or an actress, I shouldn't undermine you, but I should pursue what I desire. You were called John, Johnny, Jonathan. Oh, you spelled Jonathan that way with an H. Interesting. And Crazy Bear says the greatest woman in the world can hit a nickel at 30 yards, actually 1,000 yards with a gun, like a shooting range. 1,000 yards is pretty far. He says, okay, and yeah, and about you got some great women in here. I can hit a target that's 2 feet away with a rifle. Okay, that's pretty impressive. And what about those spit contests, which the cherry spitting contest or the suey, the pig calling contest? There's a lot of contests out there, things people do, and they do it to stay entertained. That's when people seem to be happier when they're either entertained or they're working. They even do that too with after school clubs. There's less crime, less fights when people are doing something. It's almost like uh, it it can be destructive, and I think it has to do with the numbers, the population too. Because when I'm one on one with those children, they're pretty good. They're almost little perfect. Something just scared me. Something made a sound. Um, you remember doing spitball? Did you use a little straw? Stuff it in a straw. John says, "Would you believe I saw a company actually build a full-size robotic horse and kangaroo? That's neat." We had kids making pen guns. Oh, is that with a rubber band? I don't know what a pen gun would be. I think with a rubber band somehow. Would it have to do with the pen cap? I don't know. But you cannot believe it, John. A lot of time on their hands. LOL. So yeah, John is pretty lucky to have the time to get all those creations done that he's been doing. I know Crazy Bear playing baseball, basketball, soccer. Yeah, just keep him busy. Okay, Samantha, thanks for joining us. Happy day after your birthday. Lots of love to you as well. And it was nice that you joined us. So Nathan, hopefully he'll join in tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to see my mom. So it might be a little later tomorrow. I'm not sure. John says they switch maybe 8 o'clock tomorrow. You letting the little ones in bed? Go tuck them in. John says they switch the parts using the spring. Oh, that's interesting. Made a radio in school. I bet that was neat. So John says, take care, Sam. Good night from Sam. Lily says, Sam, chin up. F him, but not literally. Yeah. Crazy Bear says, classmate uh, did, not me. Okay, classmate did. Huh. Very interesting. So, what topics do you guys want to talk about tomorrow? Yeah, we were talking about the planting of the seed. It's always gonna, uh, it's just through that reactive abuse, we start planting seeds back that just cause the destruction, and it's just a toxic spiral you can't get out of. Um, because if you have the knowledge, you won't entertain that kind of relationship. And yes, focus on our own health. Health, F the narcs. Yeah. And Sam, you'll start feeling better once you take your life back. And you have the power. You got that key. Crazy Bear, I'll send you some hollycock seeds. I don't even know what hollycock seeds are. uh, John says, how about why narcs keep trying to mess with people like us? That's a good one. Um, Yeah, because they do target us. There is a reason that, like I said too, when you go, if you're in dire straits, you need something, you're probably going to go to a church or some religious entity, or I don't know, something where you can count on getting what you need. And that's usually seen as kind people. I know some churches aren't always kind, but you go to where it's safe and you can get what you want. And we just feel safe and giving to them. So they come to the safest and most giving, the easiest target. You need money. Are you going to go to your poor aunt? You can go to your rich aunt because you're most likely to get it. And she has an abundance. So asking for $10 from your rich aunt, you'll get it. But if you ask, somebody who's emotionally drained for an abundance of love and adoration, they don't have it to give. We have it to give. And you're here for my laughs. Do you like my laughs? John said, true, just to get a rise. You're right. And Lily says, but they mess with everyone. They do, but there are also others that are a little more difficult. And you're right, they will. It's interesting too when you have two like narcissists. A lot of times they understand each other. They have a different kind of understanding. Where if I'm like, "Well, fuck you," they'll be like, "Fuck you too," and we can be a little sensitive to that because it's like that's so rude. Like, why are you talking to me like that? And the little jokes, they're like, "Oh, dude," and they get each other back, and they think it's funny, but they can push it to where it gets to be too much. But it's almost like a different world that they live in. That they're still going to have their toxicities, their blow ups, and things like that. But it's interesting to see how they interact. They talk over each other, and they both keep doing it and doing it and doing it. And nobody says, "Stop! Let me say what I'm trying to say." I mean, they kind of do, but they don't get as offended as much because they don't see it as rude, they see it as norm. And for the bricks of gold, I don't have any gold. My locks of gold that I need to highlight because 'cause they're getting dark. I haven't had it highlighted in so long. I'm starting to have brown hair. It's funny when the kids color a picture of me, they're like, "I love you, Miss Schiller," and then they do, like, a stripe of brown, and then the rest of me yellow. John says, "If you call them out, they deny any wrongdoing," and they don't wanna be called out. They hate that. That's usually when the devaluation starts. Crazy Bear says that's why there is a talking stick. Yeah, and we do that in school too. You're trying can't talk till you have the talking stick. Yes. Um, um, yeah. Wouldn't that be nice to do to everybody and at the gas station? No, it's my turn and talk or in the bank or different relationships. Good point about that talking stick. And it's the rules that we have put in place help us to know how to interact with each other because everybody sees different things, whether they rightfully thought it was their turn. I should call you out now if I can do it. Um, are you asking me, Eric, if I should call you out as far as if you're a narcissist? Because I had some questions, to be honest with you. Um, Lily says, "Too bad I can't I know. You're good at it. I need some because I was gonna do my own, but my hair is, like, literally so long that even if I pulled it through a cap, I'm just too afraid it's gonna get too tangled. Because when I had it, like, this long, it was hard to pull through. Get the supplies at Sally's and do it with foil, just like the pros. I know I have 800 hours of cosmetology. Um, I could probably do it. I know my daughter's all the way in Tennessee. I want her to do it this last time. John says I saw in court that our housing director is getting impatient. She's doing her best. Yeah, because she's probably like, I'm done dealing with it. It's been going on for far too long. And that's what happens with these relationships too, is like, we'll deal with it. We'll try to correct it. We're being patient. All of a sudden it's like, I can't take it anymore. Um, wait, I'm missing something. At Walmart, no English. Crazy Bear, I'll shave my beard, but it's white. Is it? I gotta, um, oh, and I do as well. I'm unsure what you're saying. For some reason, your wording sometimes confuses me, Eric. Lily says, so if you want me to call you out on being a narcissist, if that's what you're asking, please let me know. And, uh, or if there's something that you want to talk about, I'd love to talk about it. Lily says you can do it. Get the powder blonde brilliance from Sally's and developer and wrap with long and foil. Oh, man. I feel like being lazy. I need to do it. I'm worried about the back though. I know how you uh just took a picture of that. Um like a 40 developer. I'm just so scared it's gonna fry it. Coral red. I don't know. I did a filter. Red might be pretty. I don't know. And thank you, John. John says I have beautiful hair. Powder blonde brilliance. Which developer? 40? I don't know, 30. It's getting, it's a deep blend. Probably a 40 if I want it. That's what you said, that you have questions, many questions. And oh yeah, definitely. What are some of the questions? Do you have questions about yourself or questions for me? Um, Usually I catch on once I start to a 20 developer. You think 20? I pull red. Um, 20 would be nice if that's all it is. I don't want to deposit. I want to lighten. Um, so I don't know if a 20 would lighten it without going red or orange. Um, okay. You think 20 though? I think 20 is for depositing. And it's cool with blonde hair. You don't have, you only have 2 layers of hair, and darker colors had 3 layers. That's where they get the airhead from, because you're missing your medulla in your hair. Um, but okay, interesting. So here we're talking about narcissism, and then we go to GUNs, and then we go to WEED, and now we're doing hair techniques. So yeah, Lily, please do that. I used to have a Sally's card, um, and an expired nail tech license. Still have my cosmetology. I don't know. Is that why you're bald? Could be. Eric says, yeah, but you shouldn't discuss our dirty laundry in public. Um, Now, I told you, your like everybody's dirty laundry, or are you like you and I haven't had a relationship, but that's what you're talking about. Um, so I'm confused on what you're saying. That the people that are here are willing to talk about the things. So um, I'm confused if you're upset with me. I know there was some confusion that you thought I was somebody else as well, and I'm not sure who Kim and Julie. I didn't know who that was that you were talking about. You said, what I've asked you 2 questions. I've asked you 2 questions over and over, not gotten an answer, and that's pretty much what a narcissist would do. Which 2 questions would you like? Because I've answered a lot of your questions, and I don't know which one you feel I didn't answer. And like you can see here, I'm kind of struggling with understanding some of the questions. He did send some on different videos, and you got to remember what time it was, because I just got back from time with my friends and I haven't checked again. So, I can't answer. I've been on for a little over 2 hours now, and I basically let my dog out and didn't get a chance to answer everything. And sometimes I do it out of order, not in public. Uh, I don't know what 2 questions. I don't know what 2 questions. And you post them on my videos for everybody else to see, and you have a chance to get your answer right now. I've given you my name. I've given you, it- You say you don't know what you, and then what's the last word? I don't know what you. So this is the thing, it gets confusing. I'm not understanding you because that's like not a full sentence. And, um, sometimes we have to communicate clearly for people to understand. So, as you can see from the amount of response that I've given you, I haven't blown you off. A lot of YouTubers don't respond. I try to respond to almost every. Uh, then I should ask you what? I've asked you specifically. So I don't know if you're playing with me, but it's not making sense. You publicly post on the other videos. I tell you I can answer ESPN. Dare you said you have several. You want me to show you? I can pull it up on my phone right now. Crazy Bear says number 13. I can show everybody right now how many of the emails or texts I have responded to you. So now you're saying, how dare I? So I don't know. You are saying, yeah. Do I think you're a narcissist? I think you might be, but you're sitting here calling me one. So I don't know. You could either be direct, and that's the thing. Narcissists like to toy with people. Cut and dry. You said you have many questions. Well, I never. And I said the same thing, and that's where we're at. Okay. Well, I'm the moderator here, and I am here to answer questions. Um, So, if there's something that I can do to help you with narcissistic abuse, or if you feel that you are a narcissist, the questions I have are I don't understand what you are saying. That's what I am questioning. That is it. I don't know what you're asking me. So, as far as if you are a narcissist, I do question it. I do question it. Not really communicating properly. So, uh, you know, I don't have any further questions for you, to be honest with you, other than what are you saying? So Crazy Bear says 913 is my racing number. Lily says, stop harassing our girl Eric. Go if you don't like it. Don't understand either. And that's the thing. Like I've spent so much time racking my brain trying to understand, trying to respond cordially. Um, and you then I should ask you what? Like you don't expand. And that's what drives you crazy. If you are dealing with a narcissist, which I've dealt with them for over 30 years, is you get little statements like that. You get the how dare you. You get the you should ask me, but ask you what? Um, so you say, oh, Kelly, well, I have a question. I just want to know how long in the making was this big setup that you created? That's what I want to know. And this is exactly what I'm saying. I have no freaking clue. Ever since you have emailed me or text me, I have no clue what you're talking about. Your name, ironically, comes up as somebody that is similar to somebody on my Facebook. You do not have a profile picture. You mentioned I look familiar. There's a question that I've asked you. It's you can answer it if you like. And I've told you, you responded to a video of me where I said I looked like my sister. You asked if we were, I think, twins or something like that, or if it's a different person. I told you I didn't know what you were talking about. I explained it succinctly that it was a filter about where I said I looked like my sister, but it is a filter and it's not two different people. It is me with a filter. And if you can see right now how I am talking most likely to a narcissist right now where you have to explain every single thing in 18 different ways. So, this is the kind of abuse that I have dealt with where the questions don't make sense. So, you explain everything to make sure everything is covered. And, you know, your name is Brock. Okay. Well, then why does it say Eric Prater? You know, uh, why does it say Eric Prater Brock? And, uh, there's uh and you're talking about, some Julie and some Kim and some, posts that you saw about somebody with hospice. I recently lost my father, so I don't know if that's what you're referring to. My mother is in the hospital, so I don't know if that's what you're referring to. Also lost my grandfather recently. So I don't have a point of reference because I don't believe I'm the person you're talking to, but I'm trying to understand it that I didn't misunderstand or miss something. So you're not helping me to understand. I'm trying to help you. Why did I say my name is Cynthia? Because it is Cynthia, and I've been very transparent on that. Most of my videos say, not necessarily my shorts, all my videos say, except maybe 3 to 5, all of them say, "Hi, I'm Cynthia Schiller." I'm very direct on what my name is, and you can look it up on my bio, my profile, whatever it's called. So, uh, get a grip, Eric, who is Brock. Okay, well, and I don't know what this big setup is. Crazy Bear says, read daily reflections. Eric says, there's a question I've asked you. It's you can answer it if you like. So your English, I don't, all of your writings, the English isn't quite correct, so it's very difficult to understand. There's a question I've asked you, it's you can answer it if you like. If you're trying to say it's up to me, I don't understand your sentence structure. Crazy Bear says, I know I was stoned. I want to smoke his weed. Amnesia. Yeah, something's up. Crazy Bear says, I thought I was stoned. Nope, you are just enjoying this video. Lily says, I saw that too and it didn't make sense. Me either. Crazy Bear says, can I came you, James? I'm gonna lose my mind. My English as a second language, people catch on easier. I can understand them with their jarbled English. Lily, yeah, why, Eric? What are you trying to hide? Yeah. So you say, Eric, your name's Brock. There's no profile picture, and you're like, do I look familiar? One of the first texts that you sent me, you look familiar, well, you didn't say Cynthia, but my viewers understand. You look familiar, Cynthia. Didn't say my name. Do I look familiar? And you don't have a profile picture. How am I supposed to answer that? You know? So, and then you ask me why I say my name is Cynthia because my name is Cynthia. Go away, Eric. James Black. Eric Brock. Uh, Is your yes, my name is Cynthia. That's what I told you. I even told you my last name. We know it's the milkman. Could be. I'm about to, JG. I try to be cordial until it's like, are you fucking with me? I try to be cordial. Lila says this is another 12-year-old that doesn't want to belong here. Yeah, if his name is different, it's most likely daddy's account. I'm a big girl. That's why I told you my name's Cynthia because I'm a big girl and I can have my own channel. Luis, get out of here. Yeah, right. It's Luis's best friend. Eric, you're demonstrating 100% of what you're confusing me of being succinct. We can get irritated. You can get irritated. Being irritated, no, it's a trigger. Okay? It is a trigger to be treated like shit, to be confused. It's a trigger. We're allowed to get angry. We're allowed to. But how do we handle it? I'm succinctly telling you what's up. This is my channel and I'm telling you you're confusing me, that you don't want to correct it or try to communicate better. I don't know if some of it's on purpose. So we do have triggers. We have triggers because you're doing exactly the games that were played on us. So it is a red flag to us. And I don't have to go through it. So whether it's something you're purposely doing to me or either way, if it's a mistake, we're just not meant to communicate if we can't communicate right. So I'm trying to be very polite to you, but you say, do I look familiar? And there's no profile picture. That's some crazy making shit. Do you look familiar? There's no fucking picture for reference. So yeah, I get a little irritated. And that's not narcissistic. That's being abused and not liking it. So analyze that. Okay, dear, if you would stop talking to just a second, I'll present the question. So I don't know if that's a typo or a fuck you because you say, and I'm not trying to be rude, but you did kind of trigger me. You said, okay, dear, if you would stop talking to just a second, I'll present the question informal English. The way you spelled it, and that's why I'm telling you it gets confusing. Informal English is different than informal English. Informal is kind of like slang or not proper English. So I'm telling you it's confusing me. So you're going to give your answer in improper English or casual, which is fine. I'll take that. But that's where the confusion comes in. Um, I'll take your question. It says, in all fairness, dear, and the dear, I hope you mean it kindly, but a lot of times they'll do it condescendingly. We both know who we're talking. No, I don't. I have no clue who you are. If you want to tell me, then we can continue this. I don't know who you are at all. In all fairness, dear, we both know who we're talking to. I don't know why you're being so naive. Really, it's your condescending. Um, Tell me how so. Tell me how. I'll correct things I'm doing wrong, but tell me how. So, what is your question? Because that's a statement. Do you see where I'm getting confused? That's a statement, not a question. And you just said you would present the question. John says, we're not saying you're a narc, Eric. Um, JG says, this is whack. Stop buying into this guy. May we call Eric James? I know, let's just make up a different name. We can call him James. Her talking and you writing has nothing to do with your BS. And we're allowed to get angry. We can get angry. We can set boundaries. And I'm trying to be understanding to you. So that is not narcissistic. Um, you got your big boy pants on. Good. Lily says, stop calling her dear. She's our dear, not yours. Yeah, sometimes it's like, it feels like it's condescending. That's what the narcissist would do. Fuck you, you fat ass. Oh, dear, come here. Let me give you a hug. It's like, what? Crazy Bear says it's working. Ugh. Yeah, you're not angry at all. That's good. That's good. JG says, Crazy Bear, I'm angry. Yeah. Yep. And anger is okay. Anger is okay. How do we handle it? And leave Brock so we can move on. We are able to move on. Lila says, haha, bear. Ooh, Cynthia, maybe it's your ex. Oh, baby. You came to see me. Motherfucker. But pin drop. Yeah, it's my ex. Do I look okay? No, I'm just kidding. I don't know though, but that's the thing though. It's like, I'm sitting here trying to help people and we do. And that's what you'll see as you guys heal. We do have triggers. Like I don't deserve you know, um and I'm open to it. I've talked about it openly in my videos. Sometimes we do wonder, were we narcissists? We do start to pick up some of their traits, but it's a poor communication, and I'm trying to communicate, and he's accusing me of not communicating with him, which is not true. He gives me no point of reference and says that I know him, asks me questions that don't make any sense when there's no point of reference. I've told him succinctly that I'm not this person, that I've even given him it was ironic we had the same name as a Facebook friend. I said, if you're from this certain area in Michigan, it could be you, but I can't pair it up because I don't have a picture. But anyways, John says it takes a lot to get me angry. I try my best to be nice to others. And Lily says I'm the same way. And we're all human. We are all human. And you know, it gets frustrating when you try to communicate with somebody and they come back. Um, And I, am I frustrated with people who don't communicate the right way? I've made a career. I have an English as a second language endorsement. I've volunteered, and luckily they decided to pay me, but I get paid to tutor English as a second language. And I've done that. I was in the top two. I don't know if I was the top or the second top because we only know the top two. I won that trip to China for 6 months to teach people English as a second language, Chinese people, and I teach the Japanese. I deal with the kids at school. They don't know how to communicate properly. I can communicate with them better. I can't see you guys, so I can't do little facial expressions or hand gestures or using props, but I can communicate with people. And they need to be able to try to communicate with me. And that's funny, Lily. Could be. And that's the thing too, is like, we get tired of being confused, you know? And I'm trying to work with you. Um, uh, Ni hao, Washa Maguaran. That's Chinese. Hello, I'm American. How's that? And yeah, I got to separate all the different languages that I know. Ni hao, zaijian. Uh, Crazy Bear, I have a brother who was a communication major. Bring him on in. I'll pay him. Lily says LOL. And yeah, that's the thing. I try. Crazy Bear says 8 out of 10 tonight. You are stellar, but you are still a 10 physically. Oh, I'm a 10 physically. Is that are you talking to me? Well, thank you. I didn't think so. Well, good. I appreciate that. Is that because I stood up to get my phone? And yeah, this is definitely a different kind of. Sam missed it. We definitely have to tell Sam missed it. And we all got a lot going on, Eric, in all fairness, if you are going through some stuff, whether you are a narcissist or somebody dealing from narcissistic abuse, this channel is meant to help people. So Crazy Bear says, yes, how did you know? You're like, go get your phone. You're silly. Well, thank you. um, is that why you tune in? You're like, if we time it right, her phone has a battery life of 4 hours. So if I sit here for 4 hours, she'll have to go plug it back in. Crazy. I've stood up twice, and guys are funny. So, but it is a healing channel. It is a healing channel. And, instead of, you know, I don't know. So thank you guys for being there with me. So Samantha, watch the replay. Samantha, I was just talking. I'm like, oh, Sam missed it. You missed it. You missed it, Sammy. John says I'm going to try experimenting with some other FX later, but some are glitchy. I'm blushing. So yeah, I'm also a little riled up right now. Riled. Get that blood flowing. Blushing rosy cheeks. So rosy red cheeks. And yeah. Lily says hey to Sam. Glad to have you back. So yeah, you missed a lot. Hope the kids are asleep now. But we just had this little to do about, poor communication. Somebody called me a narcissist, and just, is it a game? We try to wonder, are these people toying with us? It gets to a point, and it went to a 8 to 10 straight away. When I stood up, Lily says, good to get riled up every now and then. Yeah. Yep. Oh, you missed a lot. Yeah, I'm glad you got your baby to sleep. Lily said, Samantha says, lots of love to JG. Hey, friend. And you're so good to your kids, Sam. And she's going to be good to me. She's making me lasagna, and I'm making her shepherd's pie. Just some confusion. I had somebody that I've been trying to answer some of their confusing texts, and just kind of I felt on the attack, and I tried to address it, and everybody else was confused. He is saying, I don't know. mm, I couldn't even understand his stuff, and I tried to do it, and I couldn't tell if he was a narc. He's like, "Are you gonna call me out?" And I don't like calling people out unless I really do know, that, uh, we have to realize if it was toxic. You laugh a lot too. I believe that. And yeah, laughter is good. Laughter is good. Samantha says, "John, thank you. I love them with all my mommy heart." Yeah, and a mommy heart is definitely a very special heart. That maternal instinct kicks in, and you just a lot of adoration for them. And I had talked about uh, how they had said that you can't love without fearing losing something, and you know, um, our children. Especially women, we carry these babies inside us, and we're constantly thinking about the foods that we eat. Did we get enough sleep? Should we take Tylenol, or is that not healthy? um, you know uh, I still baby my 16-year-old. I know what that's like. Yeah, they're just our little babies. John says mine too, even though they are pets. Yep. And when we fear losing something, it kind of helps us develop that kind of love, because there's thousands of kids in the world, but we have a deeper connection with our own usually, and same with our own pets. Is my dog really any different? But Nathan missed it too. We Sam was just asking where you were a little bit ago, and you missed it. You missed me standing up. And no, you just missed Cynthia Schiller on fire. John says, "I miss the vole and mice that passed away recently." And Lily, pets are children with fur. I know. Where's my pet? You were at Walmart. Okay. Did you buy stuff for shepherd's pie? Because we're having a shepherd's pie party for Samantha. And Nathan is here, says Lily. And yes, you are here. Um, yes, absolutely. She still needs her mama. Yeah. And that's good, though, if you're still having a good relationship. Uh, and my Diet Coke. I can't forget that. Exactly. Definitely Diet Coke. Keeping me happy. I know. It's like, would you like a new house? Nope. I just want a Diet Coke. Samantha says, my Nathan, I missed you. Lily says, I spend too much at Walmart. Things are getting expensive. Last time I went, I had 4 bags, and it was like $98 for 4 bags. A lot of it was dog food. The dog food is crazy expensive. Dixie needs soft food, and it's getting up there. I think I spend more on my dog than I spend on my food. And so yeah, John's like, I spend a lot sometimes too. And with the next few years, try to shop wisely, because things are gonna get out of hand for a little while. That's just my prediction. So, have you guys ever gone to Aldi's? Aldi's, you can save quite a bit of money. So, depending on where you are, some of them are really good. Some aren't quite as good. Um, Turmeric on cottage cheese. I don't know what turmeric is. That similar, maybe to basil with a different flair, or what color is turmeric? I'm thinking of opening a savings account. Yep. That's always smart. When you have your own business, they tell you to invest in yourself before you invest in your uh, business. Crazy Bear says, I don't do Wally World. And a lot of people don't. Is there a reason? My dad didn't like Walmart um, for, I think, political reasons. I think they also had something. Uh, hmm. Oh, it's orange. Okay. For turmeric. But something with diet or Coca-Cola or the whales or something. There's something going on. Uh, Maybe it was a monopoly. I'm not sure. My dad didn't want me to go to Walmart. Uh, Lily says Aldi sometimes for produce, but daughter and me got really cool boots at Aldi. They look like UGG boots. I do like that section where they have like cool little household things. And um, how long ago was that? And are they comfortable? It's like the real thing. Coca. There used to be that in Coke. You like Ollie oh, we do have an Ollie's and I haven't been to Dollar General in a long time. Where is one? One's by the old school I used to live at. Yeah, I didn't realize Ollie's does have some really good stuff sometimes. And they even have food, which is kind of nice. We have Big Lots too. And that's where my fireplace is from. My fireplace, in all honesty, is from Big Lots. And I like it. It's I mean, it's name brand stuff, you know? So Nathan says, I missed you too, Sam. Sam says, I hope you like lasagna, Nathan. We're having a get together at Cynthia's. Yeah, you are welcome to come here. And Lily says, oh, Publix. When I was in Tennessee, they had Publix. And it is so overpriced. Yeah, Publix was more overpriced than Kroger's or what else was they had Walmart down there too, but Publix was very expensive. Same things are cheap. And that's the thing, make wise choices, especially if you're going to buy the same thing. Like this, like I said, the fireplace is name brand, and I could have gone to, you know, Art Van. I don't even know if they're still open, but and paid a couple $100 more. The TV is whatever brand it is, not high dollar, but that brand is sold at other stores. I got it where I could get it the cheapest, you know. Dozen eggs are $5 now. Oh, they used to be like 69, 79 cents not too long ago. That's crazy. And Crazy Bear says like the keto tortillas from Dollar General. Oh, what do they make keto tortillas out of? I don't even know what they're cauliflower? No. How would you make keto tortillas? Sam says, love Aldi, Lily. Aldi and Walmart are my go-to places. Yeah, I usually try to stock up at Aldi's, and then for the stuff they didn't have, I go over to Walmart. I wish they had more like fresh meat. They almost don't have any fresh meat. They also don't have little single like where I go, like little single pudding cups or like little I still call them TV dinners. I'm old school. Give me a thumbs up if you call them TV dinners. The frozen dinners, a little single serve, you know, I or even just hot pockets. That's my emergency food. So they don't have any emergency food for me. And John says I'll use my shuttlecraft to get there. Nathan says absolutely, Sam. You'll probably build it. Um, Nathan says, absolutely, Sam. We'll spend the night at Cynthia's. I got 2 extra rooms. Just remember that. Can't share a room. Crazy Bear says 2 years ago, materials to build incubator cost 20. Today, same materials, 240. Oh, so that's part of it too, keeping them alive. Also, too, with the bird flu, they killed a lot of chickens because of that as well. So that's true of the materials. Huh. Lily says, I'm excited they're building a Sprouts here. I've heard of Sprouts. Is that just a regular grocery store? I want to say, is that by the Carolinas? I can't remember. I've traveled so much. Sprouts sounds familiar. I, uh-uh, not in Michigan. I know I've been somewhere. Is it in the Carolinas? Maybe Florida. Oh, you're in Florida, right? That's where I've probably seen it when I lived in Florida. Samantha says, yes, sounds awesome, Nathan. John says, pets are expensive now. Gerbils used to cost roughly $8 a pet. Now they're 20 for a gerbil? Wow. That's interesting. Crazy Bear, see losers. I just won the lottery. There you go. Yeah, just win the lottery. Forgive me, please. Yeah. Okay. We'll forgive you. You spoke out of turn. I'm just teasing. 20. Crazy Bear says we're going to ride across USA this summer on Teddy Roosevelt Highway. I may raise chickens instead. Yeah, it might be more profitable if you think about it. Where is Teddy Roosevelt Highway? Is that Highway 40, 69? What is it? On Highway, what's, oh, I can't believe I forgot it. I want to say Highway 69. What's the one that, goes across the entire United States. I want to say 69. Is it 69? Portland to Portland. Portland, Oregon to Portland, Maine. Highway 2. Uh, Interesting. Regular groceries, but like a Whole Foods market. They had it in Kansas City, Missouri when I lived there with NARC for 2 years. I went to uh, Kansas City, Missouri for a week. And maybe that's where that's coming from. I knew that name. I don't remember going to the grocery store. We probably did if we were there for a week. Or maybe I just saw it. Get a speeding ticket in Kansas City. Your parents had a farm. Ooh. Did you guys raise anything? Any animals? Or that's probably where your love for animals comes from. The only real memory I have of our family farm is there's an outhouse and you had to pump water. You had to use a little pump. And then there was a dead skunk in a big deep hole. And they had a really cool, big, large green swing that you guys would kind of push your feet on the floor and it would make you go back and forth. That was kind of a cool swing. I know about that Cynthia food. That's Cynthia food. My Diet Coke is Cynthia food. Portland to Portland. Nathan, John says yes, chickens for food and eggs. Huh. Crazy Bear, you were born on Kansas, Oklahoma border. You're tall and beautiful. Are you asking me? I was born in Michigan. You're talking to me. And thank you, Crazy Bear. John says we had geese too. Oh, we have Canadian geese all over our school property, pooping all over it. Did you eat the geese? I know my ex used to hunt. He had like a bunch of Canadian geese, and that's pretty. That's a lot greasier kind of meat, though, isn't it, than chicken? Uh, Crazy Bear, the tallest woman I have witnessed live on the border. Oh, I don't know. I wasn't alert when I was born. I wasn't coherent. I was, how long was I? 20 inches? I was a little shorter. I was like average, a little on the short side too. Um, Never seen women as tall in Finnish land. Well, I'm Dutch, and those are the tallest people in the world. And you're from Finland? I think that's what you're trying to say. Is it Finland that she's going to? Yeah, my friend is Finnish, and she's gonna go over there. Oh, I'm getting pop-ups. Pop-ups are annoying, and that's the thing. We have so many stressors in our life. Yes, of course, of course, of course. So we gotta say, Nathan, we're Dutch. You are closer to Grand Rapids. Um, there is a Holland, and like my family is from the Europe, Dutch. There's Dutch people in Michigan, a lot by Holland, Michigan, which is right off of Lake Michigan. And like her family settled in Champaign, Illinois, and then they kind of moved. But Ann Arbor, I learned to fly. Door is up by Lansing, I think. Uh, well, not. Are you ask? My family is closer to Ann Arbor. I'm not. And Ann Arbor is not close to Holland, Michigan. That's probably 3-4 hours, about 3.5 hours away, maybe 4, 3.5, 4. Holland, Michigan to Ann Arbor, just east of Door is just east of Holland. Okay. Okay, I'll believe you. Paraglider, that would be exciting. That would be fun. I always wanted to do like parasailing and oh, what's the landing like though? Is the landing easy? Samantha says, "What's your nationality, heritage?" Nathan and Lily. Michigan, does it have hills? Is it hilly? Um, we have a lot of trees. There are some hills. Um, Kinda, a little bit. When you go up north, maybe a little bit more. We have a lot of lakes. You can't go more than, what is it, 3 miles without running into a lake. Um, there's a ton of lakes. Terry Lutke. I don't know who Terry Lutke. What do you know about Terry Lutke? What type of did you pilot? Okay, hang glider. Guys got me confused, but that's okay. Michigan has many natural beauties. Oh, thank you. But yeah, Michigan is pretty cool. I just don't like the winters. The winters get too cold. That's the only thing I don't like. Because I would love to go to the lake every day. Samantha says Ohio is very hilly. Down in southern Ohio is Appalachian Hills. Huh. Lily, you're Hungarian and Russian from your parents, but an American girl. That's awesome. I bet that's a beautiful mix too. And it's really cool how, um, nowadays people from all over the world can meet up. It's amazing the technology that we have. Even the fact that I was able to go to China to have an airplane in the air for that long with that many people, uh, with working lights and the communication from the ground to the plane. It's insane. You Crazy Bear says I was in Duluth at university one winter visiting and couldn't see out the tall windows for the snow. Oh, I believe it. I believe it. And we had the blizzard of 1978 where, yeah, it was like 18 feet or whatever it was. It was something crazy, like 16 foot. That was like if you lived on the lake, but like feet upon feet. I think 8 feet, but my ex, it was must have been like close to 20 feet with lake effect snow. Lily is asking Sam. Sam says, okay, Lily, I am also Hungarian and Irish American born. That's cool. You guys are sisters. We're twins, but you guys are sisters. We're the sisters that are the twins that aren't sisters. Just teasing. That is cool. Crazy Bear says the mailboxes are in snow banks along the roads. Oh, I bet. I bet. And then if they plow the streets, we've had it too where the snow didn't melt for months uh, from the mountains. So you had, you know, nice spring days that were beautiful days for weeks upon weeks and these big huge snow hills that got 20 some feet. And you wonder what they do with it after a while, because I think sometimes what they do in Michigan is they dump it into the lake. uh, and Lily says, hee hee. Nathan says, Sam, I'm Italian. We got an Italian stallion in the room. Samantha says, a little bit of German, das gut, and English in there too. I'm Heinz variety. Of a good mix of everything makes you extra delicious and special. So Nathan says Italian and Hispanic. That's a good mix because Italian and Spanish are pretty similar. I studied Spanish and I can read Italian because I studied Spanish. It's not an exact language, but it does help. You can get the gist of it. So I wonder if the ancestors, that they knew each other's exact language. So yeah, the Italian, that's wonderful. And Hispanic. Bueno, bueno. Uh, that's cool. Crazy Bear, get radio reception and transmission from Iron in the Ground, Iron Country. And I know people who had fillings. Were fillings before, were they used to, did they ever have lead in them, or was it even just some kind of metal? Because people used to hear, it used to pick up radio frequencies that it would go through their filling and they could hear radio stations. Isn't that kind of cool? It'd probably be annoying as heck. But I wonder if that, like you said, oh, iron. I said lead, right? That would make sense. I wonder if tooth fillings used to have iron. I think I misspoke and said lead. John says Hungarian and Irish I am. Oh my gosh. Am I the only one who's not Hungarian? Somebody help me out. Everybody's Hungarian? Come on. um, oh, but Nathan said he's Italian and Hispanic. And John, Hungarian and Irish. Samantha, oh my goodness, Nathan, you sound very handsome. Lily says, cool. John says, I've heard that Cynthia, you've heard that. And you're addressing me, picking up radio signals. Wouldn't that drive you insane? Like trying to go to bed and you're, and I don't even know if we could like kind of adjust when he hears from rock and roll. Samantha says, John, I can see the Hungarian in you. Yeah. And that's awesome. Crazy Bear says, LOL. John Moran says, yep. And it makes all of us special, you know? It's cool that we're not all alike. And each and every one of us is special, but you know, sometimes we do get targeted. And that was a good point, John, is why do they pick on us? You know, we're also drawn to them. And we don't realize that, but we're also drawn to them that, oh, what happened? And I can help you. And let's just talk through it. And I'm here to support you. That, you know, we fall into that trap. We're blindsided. And, you know, they are human too. They do have needs, but, you know, Crazy Bear says they even have large red Target at malls. Are you talking about Target? Is that what you're talking about? Target? I went there today. Lily says had that pickup line one time. Do you have any Italian in you? And you say, do you want some? Yeah, I forgot about that pickup line. Yep. Oh, Lily, bringing back old memories. Yep. But yeah, and you specified the guy says, yep, the guy says, do you want some? Samantha says, do you speak any Italian or Spanish? Nathan. Ah. Crazy Bear says Target store. Okay. Yeah, and they are starting to do that where they are connected to malls. Samantha says, oh my Lily. John, you know why there are no Walmarts in Iran? Because they're all Targets. I think I did hear that though, but John. Oh. Ouch. Ouch. Have you guys ever seen that dad joke group, the guys who just have the flattest jokes out there? And yeah, John's apologizing. We have to be politically correct. So, um, yeah. We love you, John. We love you, John. John does have a kind heart, that's for sure. Crazy Bear says that's why they make safety gear. Nathan says, thanks, Sam. He says, oh, wait, you asked about Italian or he says, de nada. He says, de nada, Sam. You're welcome. Oh, you said thanks. Hold on. Yeah. Gracias. He says gracias. Sorry, it takes me a minute. So he says gracias. And then Sam says de nada. De nada. You're welcome. I'm helping you out, Nathan. I'm fixing you guys. We speak the same language. We both speak Spanish. We have so much in common. I can speak a little. Oh, that's French. Pequeña. Pequeña. Who? Huh? What were you smelling? I saw HU. You're trying to write but you can't just reverse the letters and say that that's I love languages though, because I find it fascinating. I think it's so cool when we can communicate with people, and that's kind of why we get frustrated with our people Spanish a little, no Italian. Yeah. And I I'm fascinated with the origin of words too. Crazy Bear says in Michigan, it's oh my gosh, you're gonna test my math. 150,000. Wait, what? I got glasses, so it kind of. I don't have the best eyes. 150,000 fine and jail sentences hidden in DOT, which is Department of Transportation employees working on roads. Um, oh, 15,000. What are you saying though? It's a $15,000 fine in Michigan. You can get up to, I believe, 15 years in jail. I thought it was 7,500, but it might have doubled. And I think it doubles in certain construction zones, or I don't know what it was. Um, yeah, I think okay, that makes sense. I think it's 7,500, and then if it's in a work zone, something like that. I don't know. Maybe it's updated. Um, but I believe you can get up to 15 years in jail too. Is that correct? I don't know. I can't remember now. It's been a while since I've seen one of those signs. And what brought that up? Something brought that up about the safety gear. John says, I only know English unless I use a translator app. And those can be very useful. But as far as Japanese, it does not work because they're sitting there laughing. And I think they do where it's messed up translations. Oh, you just retracted a bunch of stuff, Crazy Bear. Samantha says, woohoo, Cynthia, I speak German. Das gut, on zwei, drei. From high school, I love languages also. Crazy Bear, 15,000. I get so tired. My brain is fried. Yeah, that's 15,000. Samantha says, okay, Nathan, I'd love to hear your Spanish. Oh, so Nathan in Spanish says, te amo, te amo, I love you. Te amo. Um, Crazy Bear says, that's why they wear stripes. So, crazy bear. John says, I do speak a little squirrel. Crazy Bear Chinese. Do you speak Chinese? Are you asking me for my Chinese? Washamagoran. Seijian. Da. Da Ren. Lily. I know English and steno. Stenography. Is that what you're talking about? Steno is like a whole other language, kind of like a shorthand type thing. Samantha says, sehr gut, mein. Cynthia, very good. Sehr gut. Sehr gut. Mein. Well, good. I tried my best. Chocolate. How do we say chocolate? Lily says yes. See, see. So that's how we say yes. We're gonna have like a Spanish class next. So yeah, Nathan. Let's pick our Spanish names. What Spanish names? And I don't know if Eric's is still in here. Eric, are you still here? So if I was a narcissist, I want to address you. You need more coffee. I think I had enough caffeine. Nathan says, Sam, I'll speak sweet Spanish in your ears, Sam. Just make sure that you know what you're saying, because have you ever heard of those people who get like Chinese or Japanese characters and it says something really different? Brew you up a cup. Yeah, that would be nice. Yeah. John, go enjoy some coffee so you can tolerate us. It's always good to do that. But yeah, John's like, I was just waiting. I was waiting for permission. So you are granted some cafe con leche. And that's with milk, coffee with milk and sucre. I got to be careful because I mix up so many different languages now because it's been so long and I've studied so many. But the mind, I mean, if you think about it, it's fascinating. And when I would dream, sometimes I would dream in different languages, stop and conjugate the verbs. And you teach sign language blindfolded. That way nobody knows if you mess up, right? And taster's choice. There you go. Oh, that'd be so nice. And yeah, you're gonna have to make sure that I can translate it, make sure it's the right thing. I just want to read it. Um, but that's the thing though, Crazy Bear, like teaching sign language blindfolded. I know you're being silly, but it heightens our senses when we lose something. Sam, you are hermosa. Is that oh I see it's been a while. I know that. Ombre is and I know it. Is that sister though? You are hermosa. Hermana hermosa. That's sister, right? Hermosa is sister. So are you saying she's my sister? Let's see. Hermosa in Spanish. It is oh, okay. All right, you go. Is it why did I think? Okay, you win. A beautiful flower. So sorry, what is hermana? You said hermosa. Hermana is sister. Okay. Hermosa meaning gorgeous is a higher degree of beauty than something you might describe as pretty. So you picked the perfect word. This adjective in Spanish is commonly used when complimenting women, particularly Samantha. You should use this word carefully as when applied to women. It has a seductive flair. Beautiful. Aw, my Nathan. So you like that better than hermana? You like hermosa better than hermana? Because I call you hermana, my sister. He calls you beautiful. And that's good word choice, though. But remember, be careful. It has that seductive flair. And words mean, like word choices definitely mean stuff. Um, and people's interpretation too. Like I told you about my sister who hated my grandfather for being called gorgeous. She hated it. She thought it was offensive. She thought it meant handsome. So it destroyed that relationship for the longest time. Um, he couldn't understand it. So he's trying to be sweeter and kept calling her that, which made it worse and worse and worse. And, just like our narcissists, when they don't understand what we're saying, it gets worse and we're trying to fix it and we don't know what to fix because we don't know what we did wrong. And they don't always know how to express things. And sometimes things are hidden or some things are taken as fact. Like my sister took gorgeous, meaning handsome, as fact when it was an interpretation. It's just a harsher sounding word. So she probably assumed um, it was related to boys. Maybe something my brother made. My mom said, "Oh, that's gorgeous." Somehow she picked that up, and um, Crazy Bear says, "Good bedtime story." Samantha says, "Looked up my name once. It said my name means listening flower." That's neat. And yeah, Nathan, it took me a minute, but that's a good definition. If you read, it's more than just beautiful, Nathan. That's why it was so beautiful. Gorgeous to me means it's X-rated. And honest to me means Crazy Bear's statement. He's being honest about what he feels. Um, but I will say, uh, the body is beautiful. The body is beautiful. Samantha says, gracia. Grazie. I think gracia is gracias is Spanish, and is that how you say gracie? Uh, gra- gracias, and I think you're doing the Italian. Is it grazie? Grazie. I see the A. Oh, gracias, mi amor. Thank you, my love. Demanding neighbors. You give them chicken and they don't leave you alone. Um, uh, Hold on. Sorry, live chat. What's up? Yeah, I think he's just bored. Uh, Grandiose. Salut. Oh, it has the E in it. Salut is French. I told you he's bored. Told you that's all he wrote. Bored. Grandiose. Narcissist. Haha, Cynthia. I tried. Isn't it Grazie? What is the deal? This I don't watch movies, and that's all he wants to do. He just doesn't get it through his head. You laughing at my Italian? um, yeah, I try. I love different languages, and it's really cool when you can kind of walk past people and know what they're saying, and just not pretend you know what they're led onto it. So, what do you mean, Crazy Bear? What's a good bedtime story? Geronimo. Geronimo. Here we go with Geronimo. That I haven't heard of in a while. Um, he was a Native American, wasn't he? One of the top dogs. Don't know what tribe he was from, but my friend's doing a lot of ancestry tracing, and it's pretty fascinating that DNA. What is it? 23andMe and last standing chief. Yep. Uh, and it's really sad what we did to the Native Americans. Like you hear about, they gave them infested or infected smallpox blankets, and like I don't know, it's just so sad. So Samantha says, no, I was chuckling at the way you responded to your neighbor. Sounds like neighbor boy wants your company. Yeah, he does. He does. Um, yeah, he's a needy one. And he's needy. Some of my neighbors are jerks. Yeah, you've been struggling. Calibri too. Calibri's been having a hard time too with neighbors. Yeah, can make or break things because y'all got to get along. They're Portuguese, Spanish, Russian, Ukrainian, and Turkish, all within 3 to 4 houses near me, says Lily. Oh, do they get along? Did they get along? And are they English as a second language, ESL people? Where um, do they know English? Can you communicate with them? Are they full blood? That can be difficult. The Ukrainian Turkish. I know we're Lithuanian, my dad's side, and uh, it's very similar to Russian. So they can kind of, we have a Russian cousin, and they're able to speak in Lithuanian. It's kind of cool because my uncle knows Lithuanian. So surrendered in Bone or Skull Canyon. Huh. On Mexican border, what, West USA? Lily says, oh yeah, it says Crazy Bear. Crazy Bear, that kind of sounds like a Native American name. Is that Native American at all? Lily says, oh yes, all kids that play that speak perfect English. All kids that play that play perfect English. I'm not sure I'm following. John says, I think I made my last mantis suit attachment too big, hard to use, but it definitely works. So maybe you need to oil it or tweak it just a little bit. John, you got this. You got this. You'll figure it out. Sometimes it's just a little filing that might need to happen. Crazy Bear, kindred spirit. Is that what Crazy Bear means? Kindred spirit. I don't Crazy Bear and kindred spirit. I don't know if that matches. Wild spirit. Lily says the neighbors that speak all those languages I mentioned are kids. Okay. Okay. And John says the four-leg mechanism is longer than I expected. Yeah, it sounded like something was just a little off, a little bit. Oh, let's see if I can understand this. All right, Samantha. Du Eugen sind wie die Nacht so schwarz. Du Augen sind wie die Nacht so schwarz. uh, you're so kind and beautiful, Cynthia. So smart. Something about wait, you have been with us every night from the start. I don't know. I, what does that mean? Interesting. I'm good friends with one of the mothers. She's Spanish. Wish I spoke Spanish. And there are translators too. Um, and that can help. That can help. There, it was really cool when I was going over to China. They started coming out with advertisements where you could just speak into it, and it, you could say, "I'm having a great day," or "Where is this?" Gas station, and it just plays it right back in their language. But be careful, like I said, that translated for Japanese. The Japanese families just start laughing. Uh, and endure ways. Your eyes are dark like the night. I thought Nach meant night. Is that Nach night? Because bonne nuit in French is night, good night. Poetic way of saying you're handsome. Oh, huh. Interesting. Thank you. Crazy Bear says, I have communicated with chiefs of Standing Rock and Pine Ridge and many elders of many nations in the USA from 1994 to 2008. I bet that's fascinating. Are you Native American though? You're connected with spirit of both Sitting Bull and Geronimo. How did you connect with them? Uh, yeah, because it is kind of curious of what is out there. And did they say anything to you? Did they have any advice? But it began in 1980. And what brought them to light for you? What brought them to light? And, you know, um, you're not native. Okay. So I'm very curious because I've had some paranormal or whatever it's called experiences. And, is it something within our own mind? Is it something from the outside coming in? You found a medicine stone. Oh, I've heard of those. I don't know super a lot about those, but I have heard of those. Ah, and yeah, keep typing, type quick. Let me know your story. And sometimes you could become in tune with certain vibrations, and it does make you wonder. Um, that's how we're able to hear vibrations. We can hear because of vibrations. What I am saying, like it's vibrations. It's mind blowing, and that's why when we increase our vibrations, that's how powerful those vibrations are. The vibrations in my voice box, and also the vibrations in your eardrums, and it's something invisible. So when we talk about raising our vibrations and the vibrations we feel between other people, for us to say it's not really there, you can't see my voice, but you hear it. There is proof that vibrations exist. um, I have had two very much events in my life not to know I am connected. And sometimes two people with our oh, what was I lost it. Like with our faith, sometimes too, we're like, I've just had too many connections. So that's interesting. Many events, so-called miracles, to not know a higher power. And I'm glad you shared that, Crazy Bear. And Nathan says, I can sing to you, Sam. Feliz cumpleaños a ti. Feliz Navidad. Buenos suerte, felicidad. So there, I sang for you, for Nathan, and the go-between. So you better fall in love because I just sang in Spanish. I don't even know if it was perfect. Crazy Bear says oh, sorry. I'd love that, Nathan. Please do me amor. And that's my love. My love, mi amor. Yay, Cynthia. And the go-between. I'm there. What is that song? Is it Mi Amor? Mi Amor. I can't remember what it is. Mi Amor. Can't remember the words. There's a Mi Amor. Is it Julio Iglesias that sings it? I, yeah. Um, I think Julio Iglesias, me. Oh, what is it? Mon ami, mon. Mia Moore, we'll look at this. Julius. Oh gosh. I typed too fast. Mia Moore. Julio Iglesias. Oh, all right. It's called El Amor. Where it didn't load. Oh, I don't know if it'll let me load when I'm on YouTube. Okay. Yeah. And so Crazy Bear says, "Thank you everyone for letting us share the craziness of my neck in the hood of in the hood." There we go. So I want to read that one more time. Thank you everyone for letting share the craziness of my neck in the hood. I don't want to get in trouble for copyright infringement, but that's me a lot more, I think. I have to do my research more. But you are definitely welcome. I definitely had some fun with you guys. And I'll be visiting my mom tomorrow. And you like that? Yeah, look up Julio Iglesias. Because there is that Mia Moore. I can't place the tune. I think that's a different one. But guys, as long as everyone's doing okay tonight, I'm going to send you lots of love, and I will log in tomorrow. I know I said last night I'd do 9 o'clock. Between 6 and 9. Trying to think what time I'm going to see my mom. It'll probably be later, like 8 or 9 tomorrow, if that's okay with you guys, Eastern Standard Time. I will tell her hi, and I'll give her a big hug too. Yes, I figured out what you were saying. Night. Take care, everyone. Thanks, guys, for joining. We had a lot of fun tonight, and thank you for dealing with my feistiness at times. Always lots of love and laughter. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Feel free to give a thumbs up on the way out or a subscription because we'd love to have you back. It's perfect. Awesome. Bye, guys. See you tomorrow. If I can figure out how to log out, maybe we'll just keep talking. Here we go, guys. See you soon.